Okay, hello, Durud and Shalom. Hi guys, we live. I'm Anki.
Hello.
All right. So guys, I don't know, Monkey, did you see me and Ali? Ali showed us a video last night on the stream regarding people within the poor regime, people within the Iran are gathering gold to assassinate President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. I got a different angle with English subtitles of that video. But did you see that we showed that yesterday?
I saw some things. I did not get to see that particular
Okay.
event, so I really want to see that. That sounds
Okay, yeah. I
fascinating.
wanted to get your reaction because this is a threat against your president, and so I want to see what you think about this, right? So this is one of those street gatherings of pro regime people that has been happening for the past, I don't know, 3 months now. And basically this is in the city of Veramin. They're saying that we're pulling jewelry. Everyone is donating their gold, like women are donating their gold, and they have 100 kilograms of gold, 100 kilograms of gold reward from their city of Varamin, just one city, to anyone who will take the life of either Trump or Netanyahu. But YouTube, we're not encouraging this. This is news. We're basically sharing the news. So don't come at us like we are against this. This
Yes,
is
we
bad. This
know
stop.
that
Yes.
this will go to make gold G strings. We know they're just going to keep the money, but it is a very daring proclamation and very dangerous. So it still needs to be
Very
checked.
dangerous. So look at this. I don't even know how is it. I think they're full of crap. They believe that all of Iran will ultimately provide a future assassin. No, with 100 kilogram reward, not without. So let me see actually if it was 100. So let's listen to this from the beginning to end, and you guys could read the subtitles.
قوه الهی ورامین مبدأ قیام 15 خرداد مردان و زنان دلیرش تصمیم گرفتن که انشاءالله یک جایزه ای رو در نظر بگیرن برای کسی که ترامپ یا نتانیاهو رو بکشه. جایزه اون فرد از طرف مردان و زنان ورامینی 100 کیلوگرم طلاست. 100 کیلوگرم طلاست. 100 کیلوگرم طلاست که این کار انشاءالله از مردم ورامین قرار شروع بشه. کار کاملا هم مردمی هست. این کار قرار از طرف مردم ورامین آغاز بشه و ما مطمئنیم این کار سراسری و کشوری خواهد شد و جایزه اون فرد به 1 تن طلا خواهد رسید.
What?
ایشالله به زودی این خبر بیاد برای مردم ایران که ترامپ یا نتانیاهو سقط شد.
So he's saying that this is the 100 kilograms is from just one city, and he's hoping that this becomes nationwide in Iran so that they could bring the total reward to 1,000 kilograms. 1,000 kilograms as a reward. So I just checked on Gemini, 100 kilogram of gold is $13 million, around $13 million. So a ton of gold, 1,000 kilograms of gold would be $130 million. So
This does not make me happy. This does not make me happy at all. But you know what? I got to look at the bright side. The bright side is they should stop negotiation. I mean, this person is probably not directly tied to the government, so this is could just be people talking crap on the street, right? They might see it as that, but I take it as a serious issue to be looked upon. You understand what I'm saying? Because one of the things that this does, even if this is foreign, this creates, what's called stochastic terrorism.
yes.
So this creates like triggers for nut jobs that might say, yes, I'm gonna go for it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it is dangerous, and he's trying to make it very specific, saying that this has nothing to do with the government. This is like a people's project, right? Because he doesn't want to get accused of ruining. Like, he doesn't want government officials to come to him and say, like, yo, you're ruining the MOU, the negotiations. He's saying, like, oh no, this has nothing to do with the position of the government. This is the right of us, the people, or whatever, to do this, and we're just doing this completely organically, separate from the regime. So
Well, to be
the
fair,
Americans are not. Huh?
he might still show up floating face down in his pool, though, right?
Yeah. True. You might. But this is dangerous because we have had already so many attempts, assassination attempts at President Trump without this reward, right? So now we're getting this reward as well. So this is very dangerous. Like, this is going to tempt a lot of people, no?
It will. It will. It will even tempt people that have nothing to do with this and say, you know what, I'll just do it and blame Iran. Well, you know who they always blame in the end.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope this becomes viral news, because I don't know. Do you think? What do you think President Trump, if he, like, does he sees this, and what do you think he thinks of it when he sees stuff like this?
Well, I think the Secret Service would inform him of this. I think that's very, very likely, or at least be very aware of it and look into any contacts that are, any communications at the very least. And as far as the media, it could go widespread, but it would be more the media that watches you, the media that watches the like the great Iranian streamers, Tusi, Goldie, you. There's more. Some of them related, like people now. Ali's starting to grow and stuff like that. But I would put those as the top three, and from there it might spread.
We got a super chat from Fleshy Interloper. Thank you so much, Fleshy, saying happy Friday to liberation. I love that.
Thank you very much.
Liberation. Thank you. All right, so let me look at this. So you guys know, you know this woman, Bushra Sheikh?
No.
You know her? Okay, so she's I think Pakistani, who keeps defending the Islamic Republic. She came out recently. Now let me see what she's saying in this video. She's now, she was in Iran, defending the Islamic Republic a few months ago, and now she's back in Iran, I think, for the funeral of Ali Khamenei. So a lot of Iranians hate her because she's been doing a lot advertising on behalf of advertising for the Islamic Republic. So let's actually listen to her here.
Propagandist,
exactly. I think she's getting paid.
Hi everyone, I'm Bushra Sheikh. I have just arrived in Tehran in Iran, where I'm part of the press team, and I will be documenting and bringing you guys all of the updated news, what is going to happen in this procession, the funeral procession of the Grand Supreme Leader, former Ayatollah Khamenei, where 20 million people are expected to attend at this funeral. It will be taking place over multiple cities, beginning in Tehran and then ending in Mashhad over a course of 6 days. This is an historic moment for the people of Iran. The equivalent of what we deemed was that the Pope to be assassinated. That's what happened to the Shia Muslims leader. He was assassinated by America and Israel. Those people are going to grieve and mourn. They are calling it the final meeting when millions and millions of people get to say their goodbyes. Many have reached out and said that they wish that they were here. So tune in, keep an eye on my post. I will be bringing you updated information straight from the events at every moment.
She said 20 million. 20 million. That's BS. 20 million will show up. 20 million. So more than
What's the
20%
population
of
of Iran? Is that like a large
90
section?
million.
So
90 million. Yeah,
that's
I
too
don't
many.
think so.
I don't think that's many going to show up.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
are
going to
they
look
also?
like big crowds. But again, guys, remember when it comes to big crowds, if you get a couple, like tens of thousands of people into the streets, it's going to look huge, right? Especially if you squeeze them in just a few streets, right? So these crowds are going to look big, but it's not going to be millions. But go on.
I was going to ask you, like, just if I'm thinking strategically, and I'm in Iraq and they're hunting for me because all the government officials are getting, you know, taken down. Do you think this thing, oh, I'm going to a funeral, is going to lead to a lot of insurgents and people flooding back into Iran under the excuse of the funeral?
Like insurgents from where?
From Iraq, the people that you know that
Oh,
I'll
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You might bring terror. Yeah, you might bring a lot of proxies inside Iran for the funeral. Yeah, you might be. That might be good. Yeah, from Iraq, from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, for sure. Yeah, that's
that's
correct.
what I would like strategically. I would be looking at what groups are moving in from the outside and keeping an eye out. Like if I'm the Iraqi, you know, border patrol, if I'm Iraqi ICE, I'm like, yeah, sure, let them all go, let them all go. But when they want to come back, let's keep a really close eye from satellite friends and whatever at what comes back.
I mean, United States didn't. Right in the middle of Operation Epic Fury, there were so many Hashd al-Shabi, PMF people coming from Iraq into Iran, and many people were disappointed that United States didn't do more to stop them from coming in. So, yeah, but we'll see.
Just to clarify,
You know,
PMF is poor motherfuckers.
poor motherfuckers. Okay. Do you know this guy, Jackson Hinkle?
I've heard of him. He sounds very familiar.
So he's very anti-Israel, anti-America, pro-Durka, pro-jihadi American. He's like really bad. He's like one of the worst, right? And
He's playing
just
with
went to
fire.
Iran.
He's playing with fire.
Yeah. I mean, how? Why is he playing with fire?
Marco Rubio just is going harder and harder after his son Piker and his friends. Went after like the people that organized. This is like recently, I think I heard about this yesterday, that he's going after anyone that does organizing. Anybody with a large platform that is using their platform as material support to for propaganda for the regime is going to find themselves in trouble. And if you have a platform large enough where you can monetize it, that means that you can be it can be propaganda because it is material support. How do you know it's material support? Well, you know what? JCPenney or I don't know, Dockers pays you to prop up their jeans. Well, that means that your words are material support. They have a significance, especially if you're using it to propagandize a terrorist regime. I don't know the law. I don't know the specifics. I'm not a lawyer, but that's kind of like how you can break it down as material support. And when it comes to organizing and going to places, that adds another layer that you can make a sandwich of charges against these people, or they might just make them stay over there.
Anyways, people in the chat are saying that he did go to Nasrallah's funeral as well. So he's now in Iran for Ali Khamenei's funeral, and he posted this video of himself. I'll play it, but he put in the caption saying, "I arrived in Iran for the funeral of Sayyid Ali Khamenei." And look, he was in his picture, he's putting the Islamic Republic flag with the heart, but on X, he's forced to put the lion and sun flag. Look at that. Because X has changed the flag to the lion and sun flag. So he's kind of forced to use the lion and sun flag in his profile picture, in his caption. But in the video, it's the Islamic Republic flag that he's using. So this is good. It's good that there's no Islamic Republic flag on X anymore. So thank you, Elon, for changing that. That's pretty good. But let's actually watch his video saying what he's saying.
I'm officially in Iran. I will be here for the funeral of Syed Ali Khamenei this week. And what can I say? It's absolutely beautiful. First impressions. Lots to see. I'm a
This is so ridiculous. Like this American is like in Iran for the funeral of Ali Khamenei. Like what the hell is happening here?
Look, if he's getting money from them, if he's getting a cushy hotel from them, if he's getting any amenities, anything that can be seen as something expensive that you're getting for them for free, like free caviar and free expensive meals, he's screwed.
Do you think he's gonna? There will be legal consequences to what he's doing? Like this is
Okay, let me
treason.
ask you something. When he went to the last funeral, was it under Trump or was it under the previous administration?
Which funeral? Nasrallah? Oh
Yes.
yeah, Trump. Trump.
It was under Trump and they did nothing?
Wait, when was? Yes, I think guys Nasrallah's funeral. Yes, it was under Trump. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing. Yeah.
Maybe they weren't working that angle yet. Maybe they'll just stack that case on this one and just keep stacking charges. I wouldn't bet. Okay, I'd bet $20, but I wouldn't bet 50.
Yeah. Okay. Is it? Do you think it's justified to Because what if somebody says it's my free speech to support whoever I want?
No. Well, free speech has limits, and no, just no.
This is treason, right? Look,
Well,
guys,
you're
he's
providing
big.
material support. If it can be deemed as material support, it's something separate from free speech. If you're propagandizing, that's not free speech. That's an economic action. You're like, it's not the same. Like, it wouldn't be treated the same, especially if these people are in active war or negotiations through war. If we have kinetic actions happening, it's an active conflict. So I don't think all the same rules apply, and I don't think the First Amendment. Like, these people are literally propagandizing a terrorist regime, designated terrorist regime. Look at all the trouble that. Do you think? Okay, let me put it to you this way: Hassan and friends are being investigated. Do you think he's doing at least as much as Hassan did with his propaganda stuff? If he's doing as much as Hassan did, then he would have the same type of charges. That's how I would frame it.
Okay, let me read some super chats. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you for the super chat saying, is the IRGC trying to promote the propaganda that the Immoral Guard is part of their crazy Muslim Brotherhood? I haven't seen that. What they try to do with the Immoral Guard, what they try to do is to pretend that they are Zionist spies for Israel. They're not real people from Iran. They're Zionist spies who pretend to be the Iranian people. That's what they do.
Delegitimize?
Yes. They basically deny the agency of the Iranian people. Every time somebody, Iranians who are against the regime, they try to act like the Iranian people are for the regime. Anybody within Iran that is against the regime is basically a Zionist puppet. That's their understanding of it. Right?
Yes, that's
And thank you,
what
Amy.
they say.
That's what they say. Yes, that's their propaganda. So Amy, I haven't heard what you're saying, and yeah, but good question. And Fleshy Interloper with the super chat saying Iran get money. What Iran? What can you read this? Iran get money
Shills,
shield started.
Iran's getting like the money shills to start posting. Like they're getting
Oh.
influencers. That chill means like you're selling something.
Yes. Basically, they're copying the Qatar model. I mean, they always did that, but they're now leaning more into it. Exactly. This is the Qatar model, and the Islamic Republic is leaning into it. That's true. I mean, they already did that. They already have done that with Nayak, but that was the reformist arm of the Islamic Republic that was an expert at this. They didn't do it. They didn't used to do it with influencer. They used to do it with think tanks in Washington, D.C. through Nayak, right? But now they're leaning more into online influencers. That is definitely true. And then, Flesh Interrupter saying, I want my blockade back. Me too. So, Oh, I can relate with that. I can relate. Thank you so much for the super chat. Do you too, Monkey? Do you want the blockade back?
I want the bombs back. I want warheads on foreheads.
And that exactly. Okay, wait. Let me before I go to the super chat, let me bring this next one ready here. And then last super chat from Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, saying like and subscribe to Liberty Politics and Grease Monkey. Yes, like and subscribe. And we are also live on Grease Monkey's channel. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. So you guys go subscribe to him.
Let's try to get to 350. Right now I'm like at 3, I think it's like 330 something. Like maybe I can get 15 people, 20 people to subscribe. That'd be great. Once I'm monetized, I'll have tiers. I'll have a troop of monkeys and a barrel of monkeys. Like when you're in the barrel, you're in, but you could be part of the troop of monkeys.
All right, look at this. I have some interesting things for you. So people are arriving for the funeral of Ali Khamenei. Okay, so Ali Khamenei's funeral is like starting. The main events are tomorrow, but it starts from today, like the event and the different activities and people's arrivals are happening from today. So look at this. Breaking: unexpected arrival of Saudi Arabia's deputy foreign minister at the funeral ceremony of Ayatollah Khamenei. While Oman and Qatar were on the list of foreign delegations, Saudi Arabia was not. So this is actually a surprise and a betrayal and a disappointment, because the Islamic Republic is trying to show to the world that people will come bend the knee to me at the end of the day. I have demonstrated that I have enough power to get and people coming for Ali Khamenei's funeral shows that at the end of the day, they have to recognize the power in the region and come show the respect. So these foreign delegations coming for Ali Khamenei's funeral has been something that the Islamic Republic has been working really hard on. And any countries, any state arriving is a huge win for the Islamic Republic's legitimacy and a demonstration that they have influence in the region. So this is the Saudi Arabians arriving there after they were bombed by the Islamic Republic is it's a betrayal to United States and also humiliation for Saudi Arabia, and is probably, in my opinion, one of the conditions of the Islamic Republic for them not to get bombed. Right. So because the Islamic Republic is now dealing with a crisis of legitimacy right now. So I bet you that they told the Saudis, like, okay, give us some money so that we don't bomb you. Also, make sure you show up for Ali Khamenei's funeral. So let's watch this. 26 seconds.
Okay, I have a question here.
Hold on, let the video finish. Okay, let the video finish, but go on now.
Is that a bad band or is that song that bad? That sounded like Screeching Cats.
Okay. Both probably. Yeah, that was embarrassing. You're right. Let me listen to it again. Yeah, you're right. This is pretty bad. This is like the Saudis are probably used to like really elegant, elaborate, like,
lavish
ceremonies. So they're like, what the hell? They're probably here thinking like, what the hell is this? Right? Like they're not used to this.
Their house is probably a lot nicer than anything here that's been made in their honor. Like if you're rolling out the red carpet, my bathroom carpet is a better carpet right now. But I think you're absolutely right about the insurance that this brings. Like I was gonna say, you said it, but so you kind of got the words right on my mouth. I said, look, if you have a lot of dignitaries there, it lessens the chances that this is going to become a place where people would strike. Not that we would do that or want that, right? but it's a safeguard, I would say, and it also makes room for diplomatic talks behind the scenes between them, because we had heard that they had kind of like a secret deal where they gave a little money and just don't send stuff our way. So I had heard rumblings of that. There may be some of that happening, or they may spy for us a little bit. I would hope they do that. We want to steel man and put the good side and the bad side of it. Because they're probably just sick of the whole situation too and don't see a way out. So we have to say that there's opportunity for many things, but what is obvious is that they're giving credibility and they are becoming a safeguard to these people.
Yeah. But it is disgraceful, though. It is humiliating to Saudi Arabia. I think we should embarrass them that they bombed you. Like, they declared war against you, and you are so pathetic that not only you're not advertising your deterrence capabilities by aggressively move again, take an aggressive position against them. Instead, you're going there to kiss the ring or kiss the dead body. I don't know.
Can I ask a question that's more like about Saudi Arabia? I have a little doubt because I know they have their religious belief, and there's like the House of Saud, the Saudis, like the family, and there's also something called like the Wahhabi, and they're more of the religiously inclined in Saudi Arabia, where I have heard, I could be mistaken, and I wonder what the relationship is between the Wahhabi and the Shia. I believe like Wahhabi are more Sunni. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about any of this.
Well, I'll go just a quick 30-second version of it, and we could go into more details in the future, right? So
just
yeah,
Walmart it down for us.
So just so the Saudi Arabia is just a marriage between the House of Saud and the House of Wahhab. House of Saud is more interested in money, wealth, and power. House of Wahhab is more interested in Islam. They tried a divorce in 1979, and like all up until 1979, and because of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, and Wahhabis attacking the Kaaba in Mecca, the Saudis got terrified and they remarried, and they still united, and now they're going through their second attempt at divorce because House of Saud doesn't like the House of Wahhab. They want to basically let go of all of this Islamic mumbo jumbo and focus on making money. And yeah, Wahhabis are Sunni, and they're very extremely anti-Shia. So that was a short version.
That makes this even more weird and complicated, right? Like, why, if you're against the Shia, like that's what I was thinking, like very anti-Shia.
The House of Saud is not for or against.
So these are
Shia.
Saud.
Yeah, they're just for making money and stability, and to just make more money, right? These people are just want more power and money. That's their religion.
I thought these people were like religiously inclined. Like, they may be a minister, but they're religiously inclined, and that's why they show up. But if they're working in the function of government, they're Saud.
My impression of the House of Saud is that they hate Islamic mumbo jumbo because it gets in the way of making money.
They're more secular minded.
They're more money, like not secular. If Islam makes you money, they will go with Islam. If it hurts them from making money, they will go against it, right? So they were very fully, like before Saudi became like a country, they're very much working with the Wahhabis because the Wahhabis brought them religious legitimacy that they needed at that point to become the rulers of Saudi Arabia, right? So if Islam helps them to make money, they will use it. If it hurts them to make money, they will try to push back against it.
All right.
Oh, we got a super chat from I don't know. How do you pronounce this? Delphine
Ramos.
Thank you so much for the super chat, saying they've been asking to kill our president and all of us in the USA because I don't know what that is. Because they can't. They are weak. They're asking somebody else because they're desperate. Yes, and it is dangerous to put a reward because that's very true. The Islamic Republic is very pathetically weak when it comes to getting these things out. That's why it's very dangerous when they put a reward out there, because even though they're incapable of doing it, when they put a reward out there, then people who are capable might become interested. Right? That's the
Yes,
danger. And I think if we
the
should,
stochastic terrorism that I had talked about, that it gives it out to the crazies. It puts it out there for a lot of people.
yeah, I think this is more direct terrorism than stochastic terrorism. When you put a reward out there for killing somebody, I think that's
Oh,
direct terrorism.
it's direct terrorism, but it has a stochastic effect in that you're also putting it out there for the people that maybe are crazy, but they might lean into it. Like stochastic, I guess it's more when you do it like speaking between, downplaying it, speaking it sarcastically, that kind of thing. So they're not downplaying it, but it does put it out there for the crazies.
All right, let's see who's showing up for Ali Khamenei's funeral and who's not showing up. Okay, so here's a list for the record of who's attending Khamenei's funeral. So far, we had Russia, and these are the names of the people from. So Dmitry Medvedev. This is a tongue twister for me. I know who's they're talking about. Medvedev. Yes, he's showing up. So from Saudi Arabia, the deputy foreign minister is showing. From Turkey. Really? Oh, okay. Vice President is showing. Qatar, obviously, Qatar will show up. The Shura Council delegation is showing up. India, God damn it, not good. India, we're not happy with you. Why are you sending? So, political, religious, civil society delegation. India, that's not good. This is bad. You shouldn't have done that. Yemen, obviously, the Houthi delegation is showing. So then there are social media figures also being tracked. So from United States, Jackson Hinkle is showing up. We showed the video of him. From the UK, that Pakistani woman Bushra Sheikh was showing up. From South Africa, I don't know who this is.
I can't even say it.
This guy. Okay, I don't know who this is. It's an influencer. So yeah, that's not good. Wait, I thought Pakistan is showing. Where's Pakistan? I'm pretty sure Pakistan is showing up. Yeah, the Pakistan should be on this list.
Yes, they'll definitely show up. India is kind of two-faced. They'll show up everywhere.
Yeah, India. What are you doing, India? What are you doing? Okay, here's a tragedy. Like, I mean, here's a good reason for never, ever, ever to support Ahmad Massoud ever again. Ahmad Massoud is showing up. This is disgusting, guys. Do you know who Ahmad Massoud is? So Neil Berg is pointing out this. Ahmad Massoud, son of the Afghan warlord Ahmad Shah Massoud, is in Iran. This piece of SHIT was promoted as some kind of a savior to combat the Taliban. Turns out he's just another Islamic regime pawn like all the others. Yep. So screw this guy. Let me actually go to see what this caption is saying. Yeah. So Ahmad Massoud, son of. Okay, so they're just swearing at him. At the ceremony, these are Iranians swearing at him. Ahmad Massoud, son of a whore, at the ceremony burying Khamenei's carcass. Ahmad Massoud, leader of Afghanistan's National Resistance Front, was seen at the ceremony for laying to rest the carcass of Khamenei. So yeah, so many Iranians are pissed off at him, saying like, "Oh, this guy is always seen as a freedom fighter against the Taliban." So let's actually watch this video.
ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله.
Oh, shut up. قتلوا في سبيل الله. They're reading a Quranic part regarding killing in the name of Allah. But anyways, do you know this guy, Ahmad Massoud?
No, I'm not aware of him. I like the Taliban. That's pretty messy front. Is this guy? So these people, they're basically doing diplomatic and state stuff. This is not at all religious.
Yeah, no, this guy is supposed to be a freedom fighter that Americans would support against the Taliban, but now Americans should now see his real. So this guy goes to America a lot, and tries to raise funds for his army against the Taliban, right? And now this should be used forever to tell Americans, don't support this guy because he supports your main enemy, which is the Islamic Republic. Because he's always in, Washington and in Europe saying like, yeah, give me money, I'm raising an army against the Taliban. But now this should all forever be used against them to never get money ever again.
I don't know why he would do that, because they're not going to give them. I don't know, but do you think he was going to get money from that against the
Yeah, actually,
Taliban?
that's a good point. What is his calculation? Why is he there? That's a good question.
He might be
I
looking for money. Like, he might say, I might bring my troops over to help. Like, no, he's pretty far. He'd have to go over Afghanistan to get there, right? Or how close is he to the border? I'm
He's
thinking
in
about the
Tehran
map.
right now. He's in Tehran. I think he's in Tehran right now.
No, but his forces.
So his forces are in northern Afghanistan,
Okay.
right?
I don't understand the calculation. Might be money. Might be, I'll give you legitimacy. Give me some money.
Yeah, I don't know why he's there, but anyways, he's a traitor and he should be remembered for this forever that he did this. Oh, we got a super chat saying, "This is the best funeral to make a cutlet buffet." Yes, Sarah. Good. Actually, now that you mention it, we have more. So let's see who's here in the funeral. So it says, who would have attended Hitler's funeral? Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Army Chief General. Oh, see, I knew it. I knew Pakistan would show up. Army Chief General Asim Munir and their delegation paid respects to Iran's late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. When leaders show up to honor evil, the world should take notes. Pretty good point. Let's see. Oh, see, I knew Pakistan would be on the list, and this is them. Disgusting.
It still sounds like they're skinning cats.
Oh my god, yes. So now, speaking of a good place for cutlets, these are, let me show you the next video, guys. The main funeral event is going to be tomorrow, but today is about foreign delegations showing up and showing their respect before the main events for the funeral tomorrow. But here, so okay, hold on, let me go. Yeah, so this is Iranian clerics and officials pay the respects to Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's coffin at the Grand Musalla Mosque in Tehran. No sign of his son Mujtaba Khamenei, the new supreme leader of Iran, yet. So that's actually a good point. Where the hell is Mujtaba? Right?
Schrodinger's Ayatollah.
Yeah, like all of the most important people in the world that the Islamic Republic still has a relationship with are showing up, and the new supreme leader is not meeting with them. Most people are gonna say like, okay, come on, like he's dead. Like what he would have to, like if he's alive, he would have to show up for at least this. You can't have the excuse of security concerns, because you would have maximum security for foreign delegations. Like you have the prime minister and General Munir of Pakistan there. You have the foreign minister of Saudi Arabia there. So if there's any security issue, you will have max security measures for all of these people. So you should have no problem bringing Mujtaba out here. So why is he not out here?
Well, if he's in a hospital, they should visit him at the hospital. Somebody in these delegations should be able to talk to him, right? Well, he might be afraid that they'll reveal the location or something. But I mean, that would mean you distrust them greatly, and I wouldn't trust them either. But why wouldn't you meet with them, right? You could have like a one-time meeting. They all go visit and then come back out, and they're under the cover of, hey, they're not going to bomb you because they'd be bombing diplomats from other nations. So this is the perfect time to meet with him and wheelchair, hospital bed, have it off to the side of here. Because if you can't do that because of security, it means you don't care as much about their security as you care about Mushtaba's security, which would be worrying, but possible. Somebody's got to come out of there saying that they talked to this guy. And if they don't, I'd be even more suspicious. And if he doesn't show up, at least at a Zoom call, the first Zoom funeral, you go, oh, I pay my respect. From the waist up, he's very well dressed in his garb. From the waist down, he's in his boxers, right? Because he's at home. I don't know what's going on here. Is this going to be a Zoom funeral? Is the guy alive? It's Schrodinger's Ayatollah, basically. Well, somebody has to have seen him. Out of all these dignitaries, somebody's got to talk to him, because how are you going to have a diplomatic relationship with basically, Twitter, with basically someone told me? I mean, somebody's got to have some direct talk with him, talk to him on the phone or something. I don't know. This is so odd. But the more time goes on, the more this is Schrodinger's Ayatollah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's look at all the people, the mullahs and everybody who's showing up. So hold on, let me put ooh, these are important people. These are family. This is the highest ranking mullahs and family members and religious people within the Islamic Republic. There's no music playing for some reason. The band is resting. Okay, there's no song, so I'm just gonna
wait a minute. So they even brought wheelchairs. Why isn't Mushtaba there in a wheelchair?
Yeah, look, this guy's in a wheelchair. You're right. Look at this. They cry exactly when they need to cry. Like this
all
is
at the same time. Oh my God.
Look, they're not crying. Look at how obviously performative this is. Look, they're not crying.
The one in the wheelchair cried the whole way there. At least that guy,
Yeah,
he's a better actor.
Yeah. And then, okay, time to cry. Everybody, go. Cry. 1, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Let's see that. Oh my God. At the same time. Oh, shut the hell up. Look at this. This was so obvious.
And only for 3 seconds. Like, that's as far as it went. 3 seconds. Right. And a little bit of, like, jostling. They're like,
on cue. Yeah, on cue, exactly.
Literally on cue.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, are they still reading the Quran? Oh my God, that's so annoying. Okay, well, I'm not gonna play you the Quran. Let me do the super chats while you watch these people cry.
They could start a boy band. They're so coordinated. They're choreographing this stuff.
Yeah, I know, right? Action and cut. Yeah, exactly. So let me see. We got Bose Einstein saying, "Kiss the ring if Ghalibaf surrenders the regime." What is this referring to? Kiss the ring if Ghalibaf surrenders the regime. Oh yeah, yeah. Go on. What's your understanding of this?
Well, kiss the ring means like bow. You bow when you kiss the ring, but I don't know who would.
I know what kiss the ring means. I just don't understand the entirety of the super chat. But okay, so I think all right. So I think what Bose is saying is that kiss the ring to Ghalibaf, and then Ghalibaf will surrender the regime. That's the plan. That's the American plan, in my opinion. Do you agree, Monkey?
Yes, and in Bose Einstein was a scientist. Yeah. I'm just pointing out obvious stuff to mess with you.
Thank you for teaching me about who Einstein is, and what kissing the ring means.
So I think it was a Jew.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm learning so much. All right, look at this. This is, I think, Ali Khamenei's grandchild that also died in the bombardments. That's what they're showing. All right, so let me see. We got more super chats. Comrade Shifty saying, "Damn, they did not bring the Gayatollah cardboard." Nope, they did not. probably, more people are going to say then he's probably dead because of not bringing him out.
They didn't even bring the cardboard out like in a dolly.
Nope.
Have the cardboard just there, like, hey, with a little tear on the eye.
Oh, by the way, what is the chances that this box here is empty? Like Ali Khamenei's body is not in it, because that explosion was massive. Like, it's possible that he was completely vaporized and there's nothing in here. Is it?
Well, there could be like a Tupperware container's worth of like how, like, would you put some strawberries in, like a little strawberry crate's worth, like a little Tupperware with all the little meat that's left, a little bit of brain tissue, maybe a tooth or two.
Oh, look at this. See, this she's so sad. She got on her knees, like she couldn't stand. Let me see. She's putting much more effort into the performance. Oh my god. Okay, she got on her knees. She's so sad. So sad. Cry harder. All right. Fleshy Interloper with a super chat saying gathering of supervillains, Yeah, exactly. I would describe it pretty much. Yeah, I would describe it like that. Also, Fleshy Interloper is asking in the chat, fragile peace deal in chat. Oh, I think there are people fighting in the chat, and Fleshy Interloper is trying to make a peace deal with people. I saw some people were fighting each other. Is that what that's about? Yes. No, Fleshy Interloper. First, you have to get them to sign an MOU, and then we have to go with a very fiery ceasefire period, and then maybe after 6 days we'll have a peace deal. We'll see. But yeah, get an MOU. Fleshy Interloper, you're in charge of getting an MOU signed in the chat between whoever's fighting. And thank you. All right. Is this still going? The crying is still going? Okay, go. Oh, this woman is not leaving. Oh, look at this. It's done. And now they're going. Go. Leave. I think one woman was refusing to leave. They're like, I don't want to go.
Are some of these boots and some suits?
These are turbans and half a boot. The wheelchair one.
Yes, that's half a boot. Okay, half a boot and turbans, no suits. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I think the most significant thing in there is the wheelchair.
Yes.
Because if Mustafa is wheelchair bound, he could just do that. Aren't they supposed to hate her in a group? How is she alone doing? It's like an exception they're making.
No, everybody was supposed to leave, and she was like, let me just have a few more seconds with my lord. That's what she was doing. Just a few more seconds. That's what
you think she's family or something?
Yes, I saw some family members there. I did see some family members there.
That's a big box for a Tupperware container.
You know how they should have done it? Let me show you how they should have done it. I have a video for that. This is how they should have brought him out. Let me see.
اصلا نمیشه باورم که دیگه نیستی بینمون قصه یکی دوتا که نیست تو رو گرفتن ازمون.
Hey, that's good. That was I liked it. That's pretty good.
That was exquisite. I love seeing the Hadar hyenas, the frozen rat. It was, oh my god! I think that the Hadar hyenas really did it there too. Look at them. Like, I love the rat, right? But the Hadar hyenas with their blood on their hands, like the symbolism.
Wait, one more. Yeah, exactly. Watch this one more. This is pretty good.
اصلا نمیشه باورم که دیگه نیستی بینمون قصه یکی دوتا که نیست تو رو گرفتن ازمون.
Oh my god, if you could understand what they're saying, it would be even funnier. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta. Oh, share this in the chat. Okay, Amy, I will share this. Amy is saying share this in the chat. Okay, I'll give you the link. There you go. Okay, that was pretty good. We got another super chat by Bose Einstein saying, to clarify, if Ghalibaf delivers as US wants, foreign leaders are bound to go there and kiss the ring of whomever is the current mafia leader for now. Oh, if Ghalibaf. Well,
Are they going to
the
go talk to Golgotha, or are they going to pay respects? Like, are they making a deal with the guy that's making deals, or are they going to talk
Right.
to the boots? What's going on here?
So that's a good point, Monkey. This shows that your understanding of the politics of the Islamic Republic is like high, because the people who are benefiting from showing respect to Ali Khamenei is not the Ghalibaf camp, because the Ghalibaf camp's benefit is for the diminishing of the position of the supreme leadership, right?
Correct.
Correct. Yes. So if you want to make Ghalibaf happy, there are other things you could do. Like, what is the best way to kiss the ring of Ghalibaf? Send them money, honestly.
You would have to have a
Go-
picture of these people sitting with Golgotha in a meeting somewhere while they're visiting. If you have a picture
Yes.
of the Saudi delegation sitting with Golgotha and the Pakistan
Yes.
delegation, if they're all sitting and taking pictures tonight before the funeral tomorrow, like, hey, that would make
Yes.
Golgotha happy. That would appease their camp. That's what I would do. If I
Right.
was Golgotha, this is what I would do. I would get these people to sit in a room with me. The people from India, from Turkey, from everyone that went to visit, that's a dignitary. I would also have them. Okay, you went over there, come over here too.
Ooh, actually, that would be a great. That's very smart, Monkey. That would be a great contrast to the fact that they're not meeting with Mushtaba. So Mushtaba is missing, and he's not there to shake the hands of these important people. But Ghalibaf, as a representative of the Islamic Republic, is there, and they will come and shake his hand, which would be the equivalent of kissing the ring. That
Like
makes sense.
some head of state has to do it, and he can't. These people can't shake the coffin's hand. Mustafa, who God knows where he is, right? Allah knows where he is, right? So they got to
Right.
shake somebody up in the government's hand. Let them shake my hand. Like, who's going to go against that? It's hard. I
Right.
think they'd be hard pressed in this situation to and what are the streets going to do? Then the streets are going to be screaming to high heaven, because why are these people shaking Golibaf's hand? It'll be a mess, but it would be good for Golibaf.
It would be. It would be. If Ghalibaf doesn't show up to be present as a receiving these people, to me, it shows that the people in charge of the funeral are pushing him back, and it also demonstrates more internal struggle between them if we don't see him.
Not only that they can keep, like, if they don't meet, this is my theory, right? You can correct me. If Golibaf doesn't meet with these people, not only means that the people are in power of the funeral, it means they control where the dignitaries go. Because if those dignitaries can go where they want, they might want to meet with Golibaf, or Golibaf might say, hey, you guys come meet with me. There might be some coordination. But if they do not, it might mean that those dignitaries are under the control of the turbans or something like that. I'm just putting it out there. Like, how much control would it show if they don't talk to Golibaf of the visit?
Yeah, yeah. By the way, Bose, great point, great interesting point. Thank you for bringing that up. Casey gave us a super chat saying, "Did they execute the band for being out of tune?" I mean,
I'm not
don't
crazy. They were out of tune. It did sound like they were skinning a cat alive.
they yeah, thank you, Casey.
This makes me very sad. I love cats. Like my cat, my little princess. She's very pampered. I love my cat. It's only one, but she's my little princess.
Okay, look at this now. Ali Khamenei's body has arrived at the Grand Musalla Mosque. This was from yesterday in Tehran. Yeah, this was yesterday. Oh, this was yesterday, right? The former supreme leader who led Iran for more than 36 years will now be honored across days of processions in Iran and Iraq before his burial at the Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad on July 9th. So we have 5 days of this nonsense going happening, right? As many as 20 million people are expected to attend. Yet again, I don't think so. Well, I mean, 20. I don't think so. 20. If you're going to Iraq as well, maybe you're going to get more genuine people showing up there than in Iran. The people who show up there in Iran for the funeral, most of it is mandatory. We're already getting so many reports from inside Iran that the people are being threatened. Shop owners, factory workers, people in IRGC, everybody is being like, they're being threatened. If they don't show up, there are going to be consequences. So the population that you see showing up for Ali Khamenei's funeral in Iran is going to be fake. But I do think they could get a lot of numbers in Iraq. Like, I bet you a lot of people in Iraq are going to show up, and that is going to be genuine, the Iraqi ones.
Now, I don't understand what they mean by procession. Is the body going to go by? Is it just like they march from Iraq to Iran? What is a procession in this?
It's a funeral festival. That's what.
Okay, like a celebration.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. I mean, a crying celebration. I don't know. It's a Shia celebrate by crying and being sad. It's a death cult. Anyways, but let's watch this here. This is the. Look at this. They're rubbing a coffin. I think this is the grandchild. Anyways, they're making a lot of content like this.
Why they're messing with her hair and her her hijab? I don't understand that.
Let me see. They're trying. Oh, I know. Let me see. You're right.
Hey, you better be modest. Wear your hijab right.
Yeah. What the hell? So her chador fell, and somebody is trying to fix that for her.
Okay. This is very idolatrous.
Oh yeah.
For people that kill people over idolatry, like Islam is very idolatrous.
This is what Sunnis think about Shias. What you're saying, Sunnis have historically killed so many Shias because Sunnis consider Shias to be idolatrous. Is that how you say it?
I mean, I get it.
Hey,
I wouldn't kill anybody for it, but
killing, yeah.
I get why they see it that way. Not that their actions are any good.
Yes. Look at this. This caption is very interesting. It's saying, if you're wondering why the coffin looks so light, it's because Ali Khamenei's body was vaporized and eviscerated in the U.S.-Israeli strikes. Look at this video. It does look very light. Oh my God! Goddamn with the music. Just give us the original. Does it?
I've said it many times. It's just a Tupperware container in there.
Is a Tupperware container in there? Oh my God! I saw an interesting. Look at this. Like the next video I have is kind of interesting. Hold on. Let me see. It does look very light, doesn't it?
Extremely. They're holding it up with the tip of their fingers. There's so many people there that a bunch of them, they're just barely touching it underneath. They're just more rubbing it on the sides, like it's the lamp of the genie or something.
You can see they're rubbing their cloth or kafia or whatever on it, right? You see that?
Are they going to frame that kafia later?
They're going to keep it, and whenever somebody needs blessings, they're going to rub it on their face or whatever.
That sounds gross.
Yes. So if your child is sick, they're gonna put it in it. So you see this cloth over here, because the body of Khamenei is supposed to be is holy. They rub this cloth on it, so that cloth becomes holy. They're gonna put it in a special place in their home, in a box or somewhere, And sometimes when somebody needs a blessing or something, they're going to bring it up and they're going to rub it on their whatever.
But aren't you literally cultivating the bacteria from everybody that put their hands on there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so when COVID was a thing, right? So in Iran, many religious people, they go kiss the shrines of their moms, right? They go kiss it, and then the next person kisses, and the next person kisses it. So they spread a lot of disease like that. So during COVID, they were trying to get people to stop kissing the shrines because they were spreading COVID with each other. Like you kiss it, and then the next person comes kiss it as well, right? This is like these shrines are like a major disease, incubator of like all sorts of diseases, right? But the government tried to come out and said like we should stop doing that, at least during COVID. And the religious people got so upset that they were, I kid you not, Monkey, they were rubbing their eyes on the metals of the shrines to say like we don't give a crap. Like
Because that's a life lover take.
Yes. So like we will sacrifice anything, and if there's any cure for COVID, it's actually at these shrines anyways. So we're already protected. They're saying the religious durka here, that's our vaccine. That's what they were saying. Look at Gila Gamliel. Do you know Gila Gamliel?
Not aware, but you know what? She's doing something interesting there to, what is that, the flag?
Gila
The
Gamliel
IRGC flag?
Gila Gamliel is part of the cabinet of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Okay. And she is the most pro-Pahlavi part of Israel's government. Like she posts so much. She met with Princess Pahlavi, and she posts so much in promotion of Princess Pahlavi. And recently, every time she posts about Iran, she's tagging Princess Pahlavi. And she's like important. She's like an important person. She's like a minister. I forgot a minister of what. Oh, here. Minister of Innovation, Science, and Technology within Prime Minister Netanyahu's cabinet. So because of Ali Khamenei's funeral, she just posted this video. Let me see. She's saying everyone from the evil regime, their verdict is death. And then she keeps tagging Princess Pahlavi in all of her posts, which I love. And let me see her video. Hold on. That sounds okay.
I think
Okay,
it's
thank
also
you.
appropriate because I believe that strike that killed him came from an Israeli fighter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. It was an
So
Israeli-
that's appropriate to take credit for that, and give a little, give some flowers to Pahlavi, not to this, dead scumbag, but I think in the flag you see that it has like some markings between the white and the red that distinguishes it from the lion and sun flag, right?
Hey, wait, say that again.
You see the markings on the flag on the edge between the white and the
Yeah,
red?
That's Allahu Akbar. These markings are
Okay.
Allahu Akbar.
So that definitely not the lion and sun flag. So she's being
yeah.
respectful to the flag because the flag that's there,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not the real flag. That's the
No.
occupier IRGC regime flag, and stepping on this scumbag. I see it all very well. I like it.
Yeah,
Thank you
no,
very much.
no. The Iranian people love her, and they love the fact that she's supporting Princess Pahlavi.
So
Like,
she met with him. That means she knows, like, he's not just like morally correct and trying to do good things. He also seems like a very charismatic, charming person to talk to if you would ever meet him. Like
Yeah.
by what I see from the speeches.
Yeah. No, but Iranian people really love Gila Gamliel because she constantly supports Princess Pahlavi. Okay, so Iranians in Europe had a funeral for Ali Khamenei themselves. Look at this. So this is Iranians in Europe. And look, it's a mouse. So this is anti-regime Iranians in some city in Europe having their own funeral for Ali Khamenei, but a fun version of it.
It's
And
very
you can see-
respectful. They are respecting the Iranians, not the RGC, but it's very respectful to the Iranians. I appreciate the way they respect the real Iranians, not these IRGC scumbags. Props to them for showing respect to the Iranian people, not the regime. Regime
No,
sucks.
these are Iranians themselves who are doing this, by the way.
Oh,
But
this is
also, look at
diaspora?
this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the diaspora, yes. And you can see over here, they put a Mihan. This is an ice cream brand in Iran. So because he's frozen,
They're
they put
trolling.
so this is an ice cream brand for people who don't know. Okay, we have some other stuff that is happening regarding Iran and stuff. So let's go through. Is this? No, not that one. Here, let me go to the ambassador in the UN, U.S. ambassador in the UN, Mike Waltz, delivered a fierce rebuke on Iranian envoy Amir Saeed Iravani during a heated UN Security Council clash over regional tension. So let's watch this. This should be good.
Unfortunately, the representative of the regime started his remarks today by saying, apparently, this council should not meet, should not speak. Let me remind you where you are. This is not Tehran. This is the United States of America. This is the United Nations Security Council. You will not silence this body. The representative goes on to say that the ambassador from Bahrain, the foreign minister, myself, and other members of this body are full of lies, that we're lying. Let me ask you, what here is a lie? Who's lying here? Is this Arab family in Bahrain in a residential neighborhood whose home was destroyed by an Iranian Shahed drone? Are they lying? Crown Plaza Hotel full of tourists? Are they lying? First responders whose headquarters were struck deliberately so that they couldn't put out fires? Were they lying? Is this hypocrisy? Is this what this council is here to denounce today? I asked the representative, are these lies? Are these photographs? Are these lies? I'd say not.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I think he's just speaking truth. He's just talking the truth. Personally, there's a lot of agency related to the UN within the UN. We spoke a little bit about UNRWA, but I you know what? Not only should they be defunded, they should be labeled a terrorist organization. That's what I think about the UN.
Right. But that was a pretty good speech. That was pretty effective, in my opinion.
I think he did an excellent job. Like it takes something to stand in front of all these hypocrites and gaslighters and not go crazy. Like I think he was very measured. I would have chimped out.
You would have. You know what? I would like for you to be there. I think you would do a good job chimping out against them. That would be nice. Okay. Let's see over here. President Trump, updates from President Trump regarding the situation in Iran. Let's see what he has to say.
I did a blockade that was essentially not a blockade. It was a wall of steel. We have the great Navy, the greatest Navy in the world. These guys are unbelievable. Not one ship got through to Iran. They have 300% inflation. They're making no money. So we're going to take some of the money and we're going to buy them. They need food. They need corn and wheat and soybeans. And we're going to have exclusively our American farmers provide that, assuming we get to the position where we should get to. I think we're going to get there. Their strength is gone. Their bravado is gone, although they keep up a pretty good front. The one thing they do have is fake news. The New York Times said the other day that Iran is in better position now than it was 4 months ago. I said, wait a minute. Their military is gone. Their inflation is up to 300% from 5%. Their leaders are gone. Their second row of leaders are gone. Some of their third row of leaders are gone. Their generals are mostly wiped out. But they said that they are in better shape today than they were 4 months ago before we attacked. No, we were very strong.
What do you think? What do you think about all this?
I think this is a political play at the heartland. I don't think it'll even get over there. I think we'll use their money to buy the soy and the wheat and all that. But the IRGC are going to do something stupid to make us not be able to deliver because they've gone crazy. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know how much Ghalibaf will be able to control these people. I don't, what you've been reporting on is very interesting because he might be eliminating the people that are capable of striking without permission. But I don't have high hopes for them to be able to control themselves, not rhetorically and not militarily. I think at some point they're going to pop off. And we're going to pop back.
Fine Strauss is asking a question. Can you respond to this? She's saying, if their military is gone, how come you said you couldn't open the strait with force? President Trump said he couldn't open the Strait of Hormuz with force. That's why he had to negotiate with them. So Fine Strauss is saying, how could their military be gone? And if it's completely gone, you should be able to open the Strait of Hormuz with force. How would you respond to this?
Well, first of all, when did he say it? Did he say that 4 months ago, 3 months ago? When did he say he couldn't open it with force? That's very important.
It was a few weeks ago.
If it was a few weeks ago, I would say the problem with the strait is that you don't need a large military force to drop some mines in there. That's the problem. The problem is there is very little cost and very little footprint needed to drop mines. The biggest problem with the strait is the mines. That's what the problem is. It's not that they have. You said, well, their military force is obliterated. Yes, but you don't need a military force to drop mines. You could just have some insurgents, some crazy people, all you need is the mines themselves, right? If they already have a bunch of mines, and any crazy, bastards, you don't need a big military to do that. Then that's why.
It's not just the mines. It's also doesn't take much to just send a drone to a commercial ship, right?
Force the strait open would mean that you have to force people to go through. You can't force people to go through because they have their free will. And if they don't feel secure that the strait is open or that the strait is out of danger, nobody is going to give you insurance. So what opens the strait? It's not force, it's stability. And you can't force stability when you're dealing with crazy people. You can eliminate their army, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be stable. That's the problem. That's why you have to do the full elimination of the IRGC itself and take them out of power. Because as long as they are there, you won't have the stability needed to open the strait. You can't open the strait militarily. Even if it has to be done through stability because you need those people that are doing the commerce of the shipping containers, liquid natural gas and petrol, the oil. You need them to have their ships insured. And the insurance companies don't care if you have a blockade or not, or what's going on, or if you eliminate the blockade. They care if they feel that they're going to get their ships by without getting bombed. And that's a feeling that may go off that just one crazy person, one little boat claiming. They don't even have to drop a mine. A speedboat could just run through from one side to the other. One little speedboat could run all the way through from one side to the other, not drop a single thing, claim that they did, and it would close it, right? From the financial standpoint. So the reason he can't force it open is because the military can't force commerce.
Okay, she's also saying, wait, so where is it? Then there's no point in bragging about it. If they have no military, just walk into Iran and arrest them. And she's saying that Trump's biggest issue is his grandiose talking. if he just shut up, he wouldn't be criticized as much. What do you say?
Yes, but if he would just shut up, then the markets wouldn't be as stable as they are. Why do you think he calls it a deal instead of the MOU? Because every time he calls it a deal, the markets stabilize, right? The markets are more forward looking. The insurance companies are more risk averse. Every time he does, you got to understand he's talking to different people at the same time. So you may think, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Why is he doing that? Because you're not the audience. You're very invested personally into what's going on at a personal level. You shouldn't take what he's saying there literally, because it wouldn't make sense. But if you're in the stock market, you say, okay, this is a signal that we can work now. Oil is probably going to be stable because he's saying militarily he can still get the ships out.
I don't think it's about stabilizing the markets. Okay, the markets are more rational than people give them credit for, right? The market is not so dumb that we're like, oh, like to be fooled by what President Trump is saying. I think that what President Trump has done has been very effective in confusing the Islamic Republic. And also, in the middle of a war, you're not going to come advertise your weaknesses or your limitations. You are going to exaggerate. Because it's not just a military operation, it's also a psychological operation, right? So, for example, Feinstrass, I'm going to try to say it correctly from now on, is saying, yes, Cage, I understand that, but if the only thing that is left is speedboats, just go into Iran and arrest. Well, the thing is that is not the only thing is left. There is still the IRGC still has a lot of they don't have an air force or a good navy or air defense. Their rocket launchers are diminished significantly, but they have a huge ground force. That is not, that is still there. Like if you send American troops there are many of them are going to die, and the Americans have zero appetite for their soldiers dying, right? So there is still, so Air Force gone, Navy mostly gone, air defense pretty much all gone, missile launching capability significantly damaged, but ground force still pretty much there. And, and American citizens have no interest in doing an invasion like they did in Iraq. So, and that's a limitation the United States has, right? So they can't do that. And if President Trump exaggerates, sometimes regarding how much of their army is destroyed, I mean, the way he talks has produced a lot of results when it comes to the internal divisions of the Islamic Republic and the confusion of the enemy. So it has worked.
Look, as much as you say it's talk, when there's a 60-day paper of stability being signed, that does reflect on the market. You can't say, well, he said, there's what he says, but he's putting it on paper.
So you miss. So let me clarify. Okay, so there's two different things that we're talking about. I'm talking about President Trump's Truth Social post and stuff, right? I'm saying the market, right, looks at results, looks at supply and demand, right? They see what is actually happening. The ceasefire, obviously, that stabilizes the market because that has real effects on supply and demand, right? But I'm saying you cannot manipulate the market with just with some Truth Social posts, because the market sees the supply and demand. If you change the objective material realities on the ground, obviously that will stabilize the market, as the ceasefire has, because the ceasefire has increased the supply of oil, so that will affect the market.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, yes, but I'm just saying you can't really manipulate the market. You might be able to manipulate the market short term, very short term, but the market is smarter than people give it credit. That's what I think.
He's just putting it in plain English for people to understand. And militarily, if you're asking if you are demanding that our infantry walk into the line of fire and calling Trump a coward if he doesn't send us in, instead of our support, you're going to get our anger. If you were an Iranian flag, you say, why don't you just walk in there? What you're going to do is piss us off. And I'm not talking about me. I support Iran. But that kind of talk pisses people off. So you should just get the fuck up off that.
No, should be fair to her. She's not saying just go in there. She's saying don't say these things that are not true, right? Let's be fair to her. She's not saying send your troops inside Iran. She's saying that if you can't send your, because she's saying that obviously there's more to the, like there's more left of the Islamic Republic, because if there was literally nobody there, then you would be able to send your troops in there risk free. If there was literally no military, then there would be no risk to American soldiers, and you could just walk in there like it's a walk in the park and just go arrest everybody. She's not suggesting
I didn't say any
to
names.
No, I know, but we know what you're talking about. Okay, but I'm just saying that to be clear, her criticism is, which I disagree with, but I want to be fair to her. Her criticism is that President Trump is exaggerating regarding how much of the Islamic Republic has been destroyed. And I agree that he's exaggerating, but I think it's good. Like, it's the art of the deal. Like, it's basically his method, and it has produced results. So I just want to, even though I disagree, I do want to be fair to what she's actually saying. She doesn't want to put American soldiers at risk.
Okay, so that's that specific person. In general, remember yesterday when you told people, hey, if you want people to say IRGC instead of Iran, don't demand it. Ask. Be respectful. Right? You want to win these people over. You don't want to be in their face making demands. And I'm just expanding upon that, not specifically in general, right? So I don't want to be boxed in this. You're talking to this lady and you're being mean. No. I'm speaking to any goddamn motherfucker on the motherfucking planet.
Now you're misrepresenting me. I wasn't talking about being mean. I was talking about being. This is not about feelings and not being mean to people.
Yeah,
this is about understanding their position. I'm talking about being fair to their position. So don't.
Yeah. To be that's that person's position. Like, okay, I'm not talking about that person's position. I'm speaking any motherfucker, not that person. Okay, I mean, if I have to say it 20 times, I'll tell you, not that person. Any motherfucker. If you're asking America for help, don't demand it, because the more you do that, the worse it will be for you. Like, you have people here. I'm here 3 times a day, every day, for Iran, for Israel, and for America too, because I think it's best for all of us, right? Every day. I don't take Saturday off. I don't take Sunday off. And I'm going to continue doing that, right? And I'm not stopping. But not everybody is there yet. And if you want more people to get there, it's better to you get more bees with honey.
Yes, you do. You do. I agree with that. Anyways, let's go to the next video. But before that, we got 2 super chats. Comrade Shifty saying all it takes is 1 Durka on a dinghy to make a mess. What does that mean?
Exactly. All it takes is 1 boat to get from one side to the other and claim they put a mine, and it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds funny though. 1 Durka on a dinghy. Okay, I like that. You know what? That's a good way. All it takes is 1 Durka on a dinghy to make a mess. Hey, Comrade Shifty, did you came up with that? That should be a quote.
I like it.
We should frame that and put that somewhere. Like, all it takes is 1 Durka on a dinghy to make him. Love it. That's so good. Casey with a super chat saying, time to use the discombobulator. Yes, bring it out. We haven't seen that. Was last time used in Venezuela. Is that the one that you turn it on and people start falling on the ground and bleeding from their nose and ears? Is that the one?
As I understand it, every orifice, yes.
Yes, every orifice. Okay. Yes, please use that in Tehran against these Durkas as well. Anyway, let's see what President Trump's saying here.
Them are really big ships. And in a way, they had courage going out, but our Navy took them out. We escorted them out. And nobody knew. The lights were off. Everything was off. Everything was silent. We blew up Iran's radar. They had no radar. They still don't. We blew it up again the other night. They had a nice new radar system. They were all set to go. And we blew it up last week. They have to start all over again for a 3rd time. Them are really big ships.
I love this one. It's like that we blew up the radar and they made a new one. They had an unboxing moment. They were opening it up, fresh new radar. Everybody was excited. They were like, oh my God, look at this. It has that new radar smell. It's so beautiful and shiny. And then we blew up their new radar as well. So this is good.
Look, these Chinese radars are terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Maduro.
Yes. Oh, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Brent is at 72, down month over month, down 18%. Great job, American U.S. Navy. Fantastic job.
WTI is even lower, probably.
Yeah, but I just want to be consistent with what I'm tracking. That's why I keep looking.
That's very, very true. Very true.
Yeah. So Emily Schrader, which a lot of Iranian people love, by the way, she posted this. She's saying the United States is relying on Qatar to mediate with the Islamic Republic, despite Doha's long history of supporting Hamas, hosting Taliban leaders, and maintaining close ties with Tehran. I spoke with this person. Who's this person? Okay. About the risks of such a misguided foreign policy and how it endangers Americans to have Washington effectively surrendering part of its own foreign policy to Qatar. So let's watch this. This is only 3 minutes.
The U.S. is relying on Qatar to mediate with the Islamic Republic, despite Doha's long history of supporting Hamas, hosting Taliban leaders, and maintaining close ties with Tehran. Why does it appear that Washington has effectively surrendered its own foreign policy to Qatar, and what are the dangers of that connection?
Every Qatari negotiated outcome is a failure for the U.S., whether it's Bill Bergdahl and the Taliban, with the Taliban prisoner exchange, whether it's the Hamas negotiations. And now, once again, Qatar is doing this interlocutor role where its sole goal is to release billions of dollars to Tehran. Now, Iran is saying that they are not going to talk about the nuclear platform. They're not going to talk about the nuclear portfolio, and that Lebanese Hezbollah needs to be protected from any future Israeli strike. And those things are red lines for the U.S. To have Qatar involved is really bad. If we look at what Vice President Vance said the other day about how cool this is, right? This language about how cool this is to be able to talk to the IRGC. Everything he knows about Iran is filtered through a Qatari interlocutor or Iranian lobbyists here in the U.S. that for some reason, Trita Parsi and another guy that I know, Sohrab, who's done a 180, are advising the vice president on Iran, and he doesn't know. He needs to know more than what's being filtered through his Qatari interlocutors and through these Quincy Institute Iran lobbyists that have the ear of the vice president. Qatar is behind all of this. It will always act on the behalf of Tehran over the U.S., and it believes it has leverage with the U.S. because it has basically given money to, Jared Kushner, Witkoff, Trump's kids. I mean, Qatar being involved with this just means it's going to be a failure.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance has made, as you alluded to, several comments that indicate very clearly he is out of his depth when it comes to these negotiations. I want to ask you, how concerned should Americans be about the figures you mentioned, whether it's Sohrab Amhari or Trita Parsi himself? Why do we see that level of access?
Wait, Sohrab, remember these names.
Figures you mentioned, whether it's Sohrab Amhari or Trita Parsi himself, why do we see that level of access in the current U.S. administration from people who clearly are not sharing that America First value that the White House tends to focus on?
Well, you hope it's a team of rivals, right? That the president's watching one argument from the Vance camp and the other argument, and hopefully he's listening to the other argument from Rubio. That's where you would hope, and I don't like to use hope in any of these conversations. That Trump is looking at the arguments, and every day the regime embarrasses the president. One day the president will say everything's going great, they've agreed to everything, and the next day we're conducting strikes against IRGC Navy assets that are trying to control the Strait of Hormuz. This access is being revealed. A lot of people didn't know that Trita Parsi and Sohrab had the ear of the vice president. They know now. A lot of Americans didn't like seeing the Qatari prime minister sitting at a keyboard with the vice president, telling him what he should say in the MOU or how we should modify an article. And Iran takes advantage of vague language. Iran takes advantage of caveats.
The U.S.
What do you think about all of that? I'll be right back. By the way, you give me your thoughts. I'll be right back.
All right. Now, what I think about Qatar is you got to see the good and the bad. The good is with Qatar, as I remember, a whole bunch of Hamas leaders were at Qatar, right? If I could be mistaken, and they got hit with a missile and taken out in Qatar. If they had anything to do with giving up the intelligence on where they were, hey, that's a good thing, right? Now, do I trust Qatar? No. Would I have my talks there? No. What do I want? I want warheads on foreheads. So I have to separate my personal take. My personal take, start bombing right now, start bombing yesterday, right? That's my personal take. Now, if I'm going to try to steel man what's going on here, look, maybe the Qataris are trying to have more influence into what Iran does. Maybe they're trying to get a better deal, have some kind of power over this money. They just might be power hungry and money hungry. They might want legitimacy, right? Having talks here gives them legitimacy in the region. That might be it. Personally, I don't want any talks. I want to start bombing again. But if we have to talk about Qatar, they might have they might be seeking legitimacy and seeking power and money. They might just be greedy.
Okay, but that doesn't address. First of all, it's not. The bombing in Qatar didn't kill the Hamas leaders, right? They survived, right? Second of all, Qatar would not ever endorse Israel bombing Doha. That is actually their greatest nightmare. So they weren't involved with making that operation happen. Also, like the idea that they're Qatar is the reason why they're doing this is that they're trying to use their soft power and them being the mediator between United States and the Taliban and the Islamic Republic and Hamas as a soft power so that they have leverage. Calling them greedy is like calling the water wet, right? So that is obvious, but no, it's that
credibility.
It's not about no, like it's like that is like who's not greedy? Like the main focus is like
no,
what is in their best
credibility.
interest.
Credibility is not the same as greed. It's soft power.
Yes, so the soft power makes them have leverage geopolitically. Them being able to mediate between United States enemies and her enemies, right? Like and United States, right? So that's why they're doing this, because they're a tiny country with not much of a defense capability and a lot of money and a lot of oil and gas that they need to manage, and they have to find other tools beyond just military power to be able to protect themselves. And they think that if they could prove themselves important in mediation, that would be one way to be able to affect U.S. politics and other countries' politics. That's why they're doing this, right?
A credible deal broker.
Yes, but as Emily and this guy is pointing out correctly, they are very much biased, in favor of the survival of the Islamic Republic. And their concern is also correct when they're pointing out that J.D. Vance, for example, is talking to people that we have been attacking the Democrats for talking to when it comes to understanding the Islamic Republic. Like Shrita Parsi and Nayak people, these are Islamic Republic people. Oh, I need to fix something. I'll be right back. Give me your opinions on this. I'll be right back.
All right. On this, I'm going to quote someone. This is a very intelligent person. This is a very knowledgeable person. And this person is Armin. Now, we talked about this a little earlier, and Armin says it's really hard to find an unbiased. You have to find someone that both sides like. And it's going to be really fun. If you try to seek a mediator, you can't get Kuwait because they're going to say, oh, no, you're biased. Those people are biased to the Americans. So if you go Qatar, these people are. So it's really hard to find someone that both sides will agree to. There's going to be a little bit of bias. So I'm not that knowledgeable on this, but I'm going to go off what Armin said earlier. Is that, like, you know what? Yeah, you're going to have to find somebody that nobody likes because if you pick someone that the U.S. likes too much, Iran is going to say these people are biased to the U.S. If you pick someone that Iran likes, well, obviously it's going to be biased to Iran. So I don't even know what would be a better nation.
Yeah, so you're basically pointing out that it's a bad option, but there's no other options. But other people might point out that these Arab countries around the Persian Gulf, maybe it's not just that, because these Arab countries have really enriched President Trump and his family personally. So people are saying, like, you making it sound like there's no other options. But why are we? But how could, like, obviously, if the Qataris are buying this very expensive plane for President Trump, if the Saudis and the Emiratis are pumping up President Trump's meme coin and Witkoff's stable coin, President Trump just got $2 billion richer in his second term because of all of the, favors of the Qataris and the Emiratis and the Saudis. You can see in his new tax return that all of this financially benefited him directly, personally. So this is not, and these Emiratis and Saudis and Qataris wouldn't be investing all of this money if they weren't getting something in return. So this, so President Trump's decision-making process must be also about his personal finances, not just about actually what works best for the United States. So how do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I would notice that they skipped over the question, who is better, who is a better option? Like the question is, okay, you don't like that option, what's a better option? You can skip over that option and say, hey, everybody put $1 in his pocket. Okay, so if everybody put $1 in his pocket, no one has more favor. Like, why isn't it the Saudis? And the Saudis why isn't it in Saudi Arabia? Saudis also gave stuff. Why isn't it in UAE? UAE also gave stuff. So if everybody gave something, no one's above the other, right? As far as these people. And I would say, hey, nice deflection. You didn't answer the question. Who is better?
Okay. Well, I mean, as bad as, let me see.
Not
as
you, because you're like helping state out their point. Like I wouldn't disrespect you. Like, you're my mentor. But that would be my answer.
Okay. So here's the thing: a bad option that is not as bad as the Qataris or the Omanis.
I'm
right?
curious. Like, you would know this stuff better than me. Like, I would pick your brain for this.
I would tell you, if I was the United States, Oman is a bad option, but obviously any option would be a bad option. But if I was the United States, I wouldn't go with the Qataris. I would go with the Omanis. You know why? Because at least the Omanis have not been so anti-American, right? That's what I would be answering. Like, you're looking for a better option than Qatar, then Oman. Oman is still a bad enough option for the other side, the Islamic Republic, to have to accept. But Qatar has funded Hamas. Qatar has funded the most anti-American values in the United States. Giving Qatar credibility is basically giving credibility to a country, to a state that has been done more than most states worldwide. I think it competes with Putin when it comes to funding views that are anti-American on U.S. soil. It's really hard to compete with Qatar on that. So why keep
China
giving them legitimacy? Yeah,
like
so the top three. So like the top three are the CCP, Putin, and Qatar. Okay, Islamic Republic has harmed the United States in many other ways, and the Islamic Republic. So these are the top four, right? When it comes to funding garbage anti-American values in the United States, these are the four states: the CCP, Putin, Qatar, and the Islamic Republic. So why give them legitimacy? Why support that? You have Oman. Oman is still a crappy enough state that could be, biased enough, for keeping the Islamic Republic alive, for them to be accepted by the Islamic Republic. Why? But at least Oman has done nothing to weaken the United States in the United States. Like, they don't have these NGOs and these fundings and these influencers and the media that is all anti-American. They don't have that. So why not just go with them?
Well, I'm going to give you, first of all, the reason I said China is because Qatar is far above Russia in their evil influence. Like Qatar is very evil in their.
But that is not the point. I'm not like forget like.
All
forget
right.
China.
I said 3 points. Calm down. Let's calm down. Don't
I am
scream at me.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Oh, come on. Don't scream at me. I'm just a monkey.
I didn't scream at you. Okay, go on.
Okay. They may not want it. They may like, I had you people here. It was a mess. We didn't get anywhere the last time you people were here. I don't even want this mess. That could be a thing that they're not going to admit publicly, but could be happening because we already tried Oman. That was where it started, wasn't it? Weren't we in Oman talking to them? And that's where we found out how many pounds of uranium they had. So they might have already tried for that. Oman might have stepped back. We don't know that. I do agree that Qatar is a terrible option. And I do agree that Oman might be a better option. But then we have to ask, why not Oman? If we did have a relationship and we did try there before, we might even have a preference for it, but Oman may just be stepping back. We don't know that. That's a possibility, but I would agree. Oman would be better.
Yeah. Is it possible? Is it possible that it has anything to do with all the money Qatar is spending on the Trump family?
It's possible, but that money was already spent when we picked Oman. So why didn't we even start with Qatar if they already had, like, that was already gone by the time Oman started?
There's a lot of investments. No, there's a lot of investments by Qatar that has been promised, has not yet been made. It's conditional.
Okay, but that doesn't negate that when these talks started, they started in Oman. So all of that was still promised and not delivered when we started in Oman.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Qatar has leverage to bring it back to Qatar because of the money that they're spending. Anyways, my question is that possible? Like, do you consider that as an option?
I put the percentage at 30.
Okay, 30. That's pretty high. Okay.
That's high. That's not nothing. 30 is high.
That is significant percentage. Okay. I'm surprised. Okay.
I'm like, not that he cares not that they're giving more than others because he's getting money from everybody. Like, he'll just take and take and take, but they haven't delivered. So if they haven't delivered, okay, let's try this talk here. If you deliver these talks and you deliver the money, then I'll give you some legitimacy. And there might be other deals in the background. Like right now, Marco Rubio is going after all these NGOs. A part of that deal might be, hey, Qatar, I'll take your money, but number one, help me with this deal. Number two, stop this influence bullshit. We don't know if that's going on too.
Okay. Let me do some super chats really quickly. That was good. We got good discussion. That was a good discussion. I'm happy with that. Delphine with a super chat saying U.S. Navy is there and the regime got no response. That means the military power is gone. USA is showing power. Donald Trump is killing the ideology with humiliation. Yes, I mean, I agree with that. I think that the Operation Epic Fury was the most impressive military operations in the history of warfare in general for the past 10,000 years of human civilization. I do think that. And I think that the damage that President Trump has done to the Islamic Republic has been very, very significant and very impressive. It doesn't mean that the power is zero. The Islamic Republic still has certain abilities, especially when it comes to ground forces, but there is in a very short amount of time, the United States and Israel have managed to do unbelievable amount of damage to the Islamic Republic, and that should be praised as the most significant military operations in history, for sure. I do agree with that. I do also agree that when it comes to the language of talking about warfare, sometimes when you say like all their power is gone, I mean, if I take 90% of your power away from you, I could, like, if I say all, like, it's still like, it's not all, but people use that language and I understand that, right? Also, I completely agree with the killing. I do think the ceasefire and the negotiations has done unrepairable damage to the ideology and the standing and the soft power of the Islamic Republic. I completely agree with that as well. But go on.
He said that they have no response. This is very true. The regime had no response, little to no response. They tried some things, it didn't work out. Their response was pathetic. The response from the regime at the presence was pathetic. We've been taking out of some of the hijacked, hostage ships out for about a month, I think, or more. After the operation started. So we've been slowly getting all those ships out of there. So you're right, the response was pathetic. The ideology being killed by humiliation and their military power. That doesn't mean that because there's people with AKs there, they got military power. That's where like the New York police has the ground force, the possible infantry force of some major armies in the world, right? If you're talking about rifles and people, right? So when it comes to like the ground game, you don't want to go into a ground game, but militarily, yeah, they've been devastated.
True. Fleshy Interloper gave us a super chat saying Vance got schooled. Will he learn? How would you respond to this?
Look, I think he can stay as vice president and let Marco Rubio be president. He shouldn't even try to be president next time. He could maybe stay vice president and be a distraction for people while Trump does what he does, puts warheads on foreheads like he did before. Most warheads on foreheads in the last 47 years over there. And Marco Rubio can continue it, and he can keep being vice president, or maybe go off to be a senator, go off to another position that's, hey, let him have some flowers. I'm not gonna totally give him off to nothing, but I don't think he's doing a great job when it comes to his messaging. I do think there's a little bit of the having the ISO right and the unipolar right, have both of those sides be represented in the Trump camp. Like you have the people who like the isolationist right, they have Vance. So if you like the isolationist, vote in the midterms because we have Vance. If you like the unipolar, we are the great power, right? Okay, you got Rubio. So I think there is like maybe a midterm play, like as a third, fourth tier layer to all this. But there's better ways to do that than what Vance is doing.
Right. So look at this. You want to read this one?
What harm does it do to let Vance continue talking and placating the Qataris, etc.? The point is nobody knows who's carrying the ball. It may be Vance, it may be Rubio, or it may be Admiral Cooper. It is a tactical weave. This goes to the point that we may be doing a little bit of rearmament. We may be waiting for the sandstorm season to be over. We may be repositioning troops. We may have carriers moving in. We may have a lot of things happening. Like, these people are human. Like, humans also need a rest. You can't have those people in that carrier over there. Like, it's been 4 months. You can't have them out there that long. These people have families, they have wives, they have children. So that's why you rotate them out. And all that takes time. And this 60-day ceasefire MOU gives time for all those things. So does these negotiations. So it doesn't look like we're sitting on our hands. So we don't know what's happening. But I do understand what George Hansen is saying here. And you know what? I can see that point of view.
I do think that if you have somebody like JD Vance that is saying what we don't like, and we are the enemies of the Islamic Republic, and if those are his views, it is useful to the White House to use him as the good cop for the Islamic Republic. Like, I don't like JD Vance's views, but if you have somebody within the White House that has those views, then you might as well use them as a good cop when you need a good cop, and then take him back and send Rubio as the backup when you need that.
I think that's an excellent point.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got another super chat. You want to read this one?
Hang my 3x5 lion and sun crown out the window. It's like talking about the flag for His Royal Highness. Latest call to action, Javid Shah, Payan de Iran. Thank you very much.
I want to see a picture of that.
Hezi
my
Hirschhorn.
God.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. How big is that? 150 sun flag out of the window.
It's 3 feet by 5 feet.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't know how big is that. I have to look at the centimeters to understand the size. So it's like this big. Yeah. No, so I go by metric. I don't understand your freedom units.
It's imperial.
Are
I
those-
mean, you know.
Wait, how is it? How does freedom units called imperial? Aren't freedom units supposed to be anti-imperial?
Oh, they started as imperial, but then we took them over and
Okay.
freed them.
So no, so you shouldn't call them freedom units. They're imperial. They're anti-freedom.
Look, hey, American Empire is great. We can call it the American Empire is the freest empire, so we could use both.
Okay, and then we got another super chat saying, Armin, have you read what Thomas Paine had to say about monarchy in his book Common Sense? He was very much anti-monarchy, and I think, well, I mean, the experience with the British Empire gives you a bad taste with what monarchy is about. But I think that's kind of shallow, because common sense to me is to let the people make their own decision, and if the people want monarchy, that is common sense is liberty. Okay, so people think that monarchy is anti-liberty, but what if people want monarchy? Then liberty means that you need to have monarchy. Like if you have absolute monarchy, that's anti-liberty. I mean, it could be, right? A constitutional monarchy that the people have chosen as the structure of the government. If people want constitutional monarchy and you don't give them constitutional monarchy, that is anti-liberty. So I think the wisdom of the crowd always defeats the common sense of the elites. So the elites, with all their wisdom, think sometimes that, I mean, I love him, by the way, like that. I love Thomas Paine, all right, but to me, the common sense is let the people decide. To me, common sense means let the people decide, because the wisdom of the crowd in the marketplace of ideas always provides you with better solution for every society than a few philosopher kings want to decide what a few philosopher kings want to prescribe for their entire society. So instead of basically deciding what's best for society, just let people be free to make their own decisions, and let ideas compete, and let each society have their own ideas compete with each other, and whatever wins in that Darwinian model of in a free and fair society. If you have a free and secure society where the role of the government is just to provide security and let the ideas win, let people present the ideas and compete with each other, whatever comes from that competition, but with that free competition, whatever the answer is, that is the best answer for that society. So Thomas Paine is for, I think this is a contradiction. Thomas Paine is for liberty and he's against monarchy. That is a contradiction. A society that wants a constitutional monarchy should get constitutional monarchy. What do you think about that?
I haven't read his book, so I don't know, but I would ask, what's the context? What monarchy was he talking about? What he was experiencing at that time? Because what he considers monarchy may be very different from the monarchy in his land, in other land. How many types of monarchies are there? So we know what we're applying it to. Now, if you look at Nufti, I don't think he's talking about anything like that.
No, he was talking about monarchies in general. No,
he was talking in general.
In general, about all monarchies, yeah.
Well, then I'd have to trust you on that. Like, I would say that the context matters, but also, as you said, if his main philosophy is that people should have the liberty to decide, then he would probably admit that if they decide on that was their decision, and if they want to change it, they should have the liberty to change it.
Yes, and I also think that there are certain principles that works everywhere, right? But the structure of the government what works in America might not work in Iran, right? So there are certain principles that works everywhere, like liberty, secularism, separations of power, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and freedom from religion. All of these principles work everywhere, and they're universal. Okay, but the exact structure of your government, that might be what works in the United States might not work for Iran. What works for Iran might not work for the United States, right? So I think monarchy does not work for America. Monarchy in the United States doesn't work. But for Iran, monarchy works. Federalism doesn't work for Iran. Federalism works for the United States. It doesn't work for Iran. I think every society has to discover what structure of government works better for it. And the best way to discover that is instead of asking a few philosopher king elite people to prescribe their solution for their society, is to let ideas compete with each other and let the people there decide in a political process.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for that super chat. And then we have Amir with a super chat saying Rubio only, Rubio first, Rubio 2028 is my hope. Yep, I think most of us here agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, me too. And thank you, Amir. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you, Roman Viking. That was an interesting question.
Anyways, it's a very generous chat. So, bless you all, love you all.
Thank you, guys. And guys, for everybody else, make sure you just like the stream and subscribe if you're new here. So subscribe, like the stream, leave a comment. And thank you to all the people who live. So, whatever way you can support the channel, even if it's like not a super chat, we appreciate that, right? Okay, so look at this. Another video. Christian leaders in southern Lebanon annex us to Israel. What the hell? Christian leaders in southern Lebanon are saying annex us to Israel. Wow. Leader of the Christian community in southern Lebanon have made an extraordinary appeal for their communities to be annexed to Israel and granted full Israeli citizenship, arguing that the real occupation is Hezbollah. Wow. Is this in English? I hope this is in English. No, it's not. Okay, just read the subtitle. Read the subtitle.
רצועת הביטחון שצה"ל תפס בדרום לבנון כוללת בעיקר עיירות וכפרים שיעים, אבל יש בה גם כמה יישובים משמעותיים של המיעוט הנוצרי בדרום לבנון. ועל רקע ההתפתחויות הדרמטיות בגזרה, לאחרונה...
This guy talks very fast.
לנציגי צה"ל עם בקשה...
Anyway, so he just said what I read in the caption. You don't have to read the whole thing. But that's pretty extraordinary.
I don't think this is productive. Because if you have Israel and Lebanon government and United States coming together for a deal, this would work against that deal, right? What you're doing is you're trying to have an annexation that would piss off Lebanon with their deal they just made. It would piss off Israel. It's like, hey, we're trying to do something here. Don't mess up this deal because you're giving more credibility to like other designs that people will already think the Jews are trying to annex. And you come over here and say that, you're like, oh, you see? It was such a... Right. This is not productive. I understand the sentiment. I can understand, but not agree that this is the best way to do it.
That is a very fair point. That is a very good point. I'm glad you made that point. Thank you.
I would rather they volunteer to assist in this union of Israel and United States and Lebanon. That would be the route I would go. I would applaud the union. I would applaud that Lebanon is working with Israel and that the Christian community is also sick of Hezbollah. And that's the route I would take to legitimize that community in the eyes of Israel, in the eyes of the Lebanese, and in the eyes, because the Lebanese people, as much as they may hate Lebanon, they're going to want their border integrity, right? So, yeah.
Okay, look at this. We got this Jew-hating person giving us a super chat saying, Salam alaikum, my fellow Jew spags. Wow. Saying, Javisha is a joke and will never step foot in Iran. God bless Mujtaba Khamenei forever and the IRGC, and putting a heart next to October 7th. It's really great that people could see what the enemies of the Iranian people stand for. This is actually marketing in our favor, right? Because we are trying to show to the world that the people who say Javid Shah are on the right side of history and your allies. So he doesn't know. I think he's like, I don't know, he might be too dumb to understand that what he's doing this is he's doing our job. So guys, see, the people who are against us who support Princess of Pahlavi, the people who are against Javid Shah, celebrate October 7th. This is marketing for our people, for the people who support Princess of Pahlavi, because you could see, well, if while people like this who are anti-Israel and are anti-Jewish are also anti the people who say who support Princess of Pahlavi and say Javid Shah, then we're in good company. Like, we Israelis and the people who support the Jews and support Israel, they're in good company. So he's helping bring more people on the right side of history closer to us and become allies of us. Do you
I'd
understand
like
what
to
I'm
point
saying?
out a hypocrisy here, because he has some kind of like virtue signal about children in his name, but it is well documented in evidence that a lot of children were killed on October 7th. So I thought you cared about kids. Apparently you don't care about kids. You're a hypocrite.
Right. And also Mujtaba Khamenei, who he's blessing, abuses little boys, children. So yeah,
very bad.
Yeah. Also, where is Mujtaba, by the way? So where is he, by the way? Where is he? Like your yes, yes. Where is your pedophile of a supreme leader? Where is he? Why is he not showing up? Gayatollah, pedophile supreme leader. Also, what happened? Like, what happened to the old one? They still haven't buried him. Tomorrow, it took them more than 100 days to be able to bury your supreme leader. Embarrassing. Very powerful country, very powerful state, not being able to bury their supreme leader for 100 days. You know why they're burying him now, Monkey? Because they got permission finally from the Americans. Because the Americans were not giving the assurances to the Islamic Republic officials that if they come out, they're not going to be targeted. Finally, United States is giving the Islamic Republic permission to have their funeral. Isn't that embarrassing that the people who killed Ali Khamenei have to give you permission to be able to hold a funeral for him?
I hope Ghalibaf meets with all these visitors and makes it public. That's going to be so humiliating.
Right.
Oh, the streets are going to go nuts.
Yeah. Nima is responding to the super chat saying, dude is giving you dollars just to look like an idiot. Yeah, he's supporting a Zionist channel. Yeah, like, these people are not very smart. He's supporting a Zionist channel. I'm Israel Chai. There you go. I know this pisses them off, by the way. All right, we got two more super chats. Hezi with the super chat saying, uploaded a photo of my flag on school. Hezi, can I show it? Let me know if it's okay for me to show it on screen. I'll try to look out for your chat. Hezi, are you there? Can I show it to people? I want to show it. Let me know if it's okay, because I see it on school.
I heard somewhere in chat that 3x5 is a standard flag, and I think that is so like the standard American flag size.
Okay. Okay, let me see. If you see Hezi saying it's okay, let me know. Let me go to the next super chat. Oh yeah, sure.
Say sure.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is in our discussion group, and he posted it here. So yeah, let me see. Oh, look at this. He's putting it out in his window. Wow. Oh, it's also the imperial flag with the crown. Beautiful. Love it.
Okay, so that one is imperial. This is a different one, right? This is like the Shah, the respect to the Shah flag.
Yeah, this is
very
like
cool.
The imperial flag. Yeah, the one with the crown.
Very cool.
Right. So the one without the crown is the official flag of Iran, but the one with the crown is the imperial flag.
So good to know.
Yeah. And then we got another super chat from Roy saying Channel 11 is saying Netanyahu and the Lebanese president Aoun might meet at the White House soon. Wow.
This is what the
Amazing.
Christians in Lebanon should get behind. This.
Yes.
Because this is going to give them more security. Like, they might be a little doubtful at first, but you have to remember, if Israel is working with Lebanon, you're going to have more security than under Lebanon alone, because Israel is not going to want Hezbollah there, and they're not going to if they're working together, they're not going to like look the other way while Lebanon allows Hezbollah to hang out.
All right, so I want you to respond to this video. The caption says Donald Trump wants $200 billion to rebuild Iran while Americans go hungry. That's not policy, that's betrayal. So let's listen to her, and then you respond to what she's saying, okay?
He wants to rebuild Iran before he wants to rebuild America. You know, if I were the average American, I'd be pissed off too. Donald Trump ran on the platform that he was not going to start any more wars and that he was going to put America first. And, you know, the deal he's making with Iran right now.
I'm looking for where that's happening.
He wants to put $200 billion to rebuild Iran, and yet I can't get an additional $26 billion to rebuild our air traffic control system. To help Americans fly more safely in our airspace. You know, he won't. 1 in 5 people in SNAP had their SNAP benefits cut and are now hungry. You know, people on Medicaid are now no longer able, many of them no longer, to get Medicaid. And so he wants to rebuild Iran before he wants to rebuild America. And so, yeah, I would be, you know, if I were the average American, I'd be pissed off too. He wants to rebuild Iran.
Yeah, that's just a long series of lies.
America. You know, if I were the average American, I'd be pissed off too. Donald Trump ran on the platform that he was not going to start any more war.
Okay,
that's just a long series of lies, because she's not identifying where this $200 come from. It's probably frozen assets. The SNAP benefits thing, we know that's a lie. That's not happening. The Medicaid thing is also a lie. That's not happening. So it's a sandwich of 3 lies. She's just lying.
So
this is what they do.
Let me actually explain. She's full of crap. She's full of crap. First of all, it's $300 billion, and none of that is coming from the United States. If it even happens, this is supposed to be a fund.
Conditional.
Or
right?
let me hold on. No. Let me explain. I got this. Okay. This is supposed. It's not. No. This is not about the conditional. This is a completely separate thing, guys. The conditional. Okay. So people are mixing everything with each other, and it's interesting that she keeps saying that, and everyone out there is agreeing with them. So nobody there actually looked into what's happening here, right? There's a talks regarding. First of all, none of this matters until it actually happens. We don't know what will happen. So far, we just had the blockade removal and the oil money that got released back to the Islamic Republic that they could only use to as if what they're saying is true, is to buy American food. That's one category. That's separate. Then we have $28 billion, 28, not 200, in frozen funds that is supposed to get released back to the Islamic Republic. That is a conditional one. Then we have a $300 billion fund that will be created. And so there's no $200 billion. I don't know where she got that from. There's a $300 billion fund that Americans will not be spending a single cent on. In fact, the United States is not spending a dollar on rebuilding anything. So she's full of crap. The $300 billion fund would be a fund that would be created for example, Arab countries around the Persian Gulf. If they want to invest in Iran, they could put money in that fund to invest in private businesses in Iran. And that would happen if the Islamic Republic one day, right after pigs fly, creates the conditions where the Iran becomes a business-friendly environment for private businesses, because you can't force private businesses to invest in other private businesses unless you create that condition. So that's the truth. None of this is going to be U.S. tax money being built rebuilding Iran. So she's full of crap.
She's also lying about SNAP and Medicaid. Now, here's the problem with this. People that aren't American are not very much in line with politics. They don't know what's happening in politics. They eat this up and repeat it. This is I hate there's a lot of I hate Trump people that are falling for these I hate Trump propaganda videos that are absolutely lying about America, lying about our SNAP benefits, lying about Medicaid, and throwing this lie in with the other lies to say that Trump is evil, Trump is this and that. So if you are an Iranian from the diaspora and you listen to her, right, you might believe that. You might believe, hey, or if you're a person that's outside of the United States, you might not be aware of how much he's lying. So you got to be very careful. Like, you may not like Trump, that's fine, but you have to understand that a lot of people who hate Trump, right? You may be mad at Trump because of how he's treating Israel. Just to give an example, right? Okay, you know who might prop this up? Leftists in Israel who hate Trump, who want one of their political people, or maybe even the right wing, someone in Israel that wants to be more isolationist, like, we don't count. So or the politics in France, or the politics in UK. So you got to be aware how your local politics is pushing this in your algorithm, because this is absolute bullshit. And there's a lot of people that, this is a veteran, so you have to listen to her. No. Veterans have a right to have politically retarded opinions, as long as they serve, right? And this person is just lying. So you don't have to give credibility to me or to anyone because they're a vet. You have to see if they're telling the truth. And that bitch was lying.
Who was she? Do you know her?
I don't know, but the account said vote vets. So it seems like an organization that's trying to get votes from veterans.
Okay, so do you want to read the super chat? Is that who she is? I don't know.
That is what Duckworth does. She even reported out of uniform to a sergeant major when she was in the Army Reserve. Oh, okay. Like, reporting out, you're supposed to report to your post in uniform. You can't just report out of uniform. That's not how you report to your post. Like, if you're, hey, I need you to report in for blah, 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 you have to report in uniform.
Okay, is that her name?
No, that is what Duckworth does. So I think she's comparing her to Duckworth, and then she's saying, maybe she is Duckworth. That's what Duckworth does. That's what she does. She even reported out of uniform to a sergeant major when she was in the Army Reserve.
Okay. U.S. People are saying she's a U.S. senator.
Well, this is the problem. Tim Walz was also, I think he was a reservist for National Guard. So I won't take away from the reserves or the National Guard that they have these people among them, because politically, one of the things that makes America great in the Army is that we're not ideologically captured. That means as long as you serve your country correctly and do your mission, you have a right to have retarded opinions, right? And that's it's sometimes detrimental, but it's you don't want to have an IRGC where everybody has to have the one opinion, right? It's so freedom isn't walking in lockstep. Freedom has its pros and its cons. I like freedom. It also means that she has the freedom to act retarded and be retarded. You have the freedom to be well informed and ignore her, or speak against her.
All right, so you know this movie Citizen Vigilante, right? It's a movie people are, like, I haven't seen it, but people are talking about it's regarding this person in Europe that is going out and taking revenge, taking matters in his own hand regarding the Muslim migrants and their crimes, right? So
he's like the
Elon
Punisher.
Musk, yeah, kind of like the Punisher, but for like Muslim migrants in Europe. I think that's what the story is, right? Elon Musk basically live streamed that, I think, on X for everyone to see, and these people are angry. They're saying the messaging is far-right propaganda and anti-Muslim. So let's listen to this and then respond to it.
I like a good revenge thriller. I like action films. I like low-budget films as well. I love a Jason Statham movie, a Liam Neeson movie, even Steven Seagal. But this is not that. This is certainly not a Taxi Driver or a Raging Bull. It's 90 minutes of my life I'll never get back. It's not a good film. You mentioned the Variety review. They said astonishingly bad. I would add comically bad. It's just an awful film with no real plot line, and the dialogue is awful, and the action is awful, and the explosions are bad. But I'm not here to be a film reviewer. Uwe has already said film critics don't like him. They've called him the world's worst director. That's not my thing. I'm not a film critic. I'm not here to give my opinions on the aesthetics of the film. I am worried about what the film says and what message it sends and who's promoting it. Elon Musk. I wouldn't be sitting here, Piers, talking about this film. You wouldn't be doing this segment. I didn't write a Guardian article about it if it wasn't for Elon Musk. With the greatest respect to Uwe Boll, he makes a lot of films. We're talking about this one because Elon Musk amplified it to 240 million people on X, on Twitter. He promoted it. He says he might fund a sequel.
And took it to number one in digital purchase charts on Apple and Amazon. So it's made it a big hit, which is great. Great, of course, for Uwe Boll, but not necessarily if you don't like the movie.
So it's not about whether you like the movie or not. Why is Elon Musk promoting it, Piers? That is the question I want to answer. And then you get into the
Do you understand what they're doing?
The messaging, and the messaging is far off.
Wait, let's finish it first.
By propaganda. It is anti-Muslim. I'm glad Uwe Boll has Muslim friends, but this is a fundamentally anti-migrant, anti-Muslim film. This is a film which begins in Europe. It just says Europe blankly, because it plays into this American right-wing stereotype, Piers, that you've tried to push back against on your show, that a lot of right-wing Americans think Europe is some crime-ridden, immigrant-infested, violent dystopia, when in fact the United States has a higher violent crime rate, higher murder rate than every single member state of the EU. Uwe filmed the film in Croatia, I believe, which is one of the safest places in the world. I think they only had like 23 murders.
Okay, so he did about 10 things there, and I'm not gonna be able to remember all of them as I'm watching, but I'm gonna tell you what the main through line is. There's a main through line in all of this. The number one main through line. Can you guess what they're trying to do there? What the purpose of this is? Can you guess? This hidden purpose. What kind of so they're trying to pretend that there is not a sentiment supporting this in the population, that the only reason it has the sale it has is because Elon tweeted. That Elon, like, I'm sure it gave it a push, but that is the purpose. It's saying this movie is not successful on its own merit because people have these kinds of sentiment. It's only successful because of what Elon did. And it also plays into trying to censor Elon, trying to get X banned. This is what it's playing into. There's a larger purpose here. Now, I want to talk about films. I want to talk about some crappy films. Remember, does anybody here remember Black Panther 2? You guys remember that? That was a horrible movie. I bet all these guys loved it because of representation, but they had the black people go to Wakanda and they opened the door with a DJ disc and bongos. That's very racist. That's very racist. You had the Mexican Namor, the water, the water superhero. He slipped into Wakanda through the river, and they weakened him. They defeated him by drying his back. Any Mexican will tell you that is incredibly racist. Like, okay, his back is not wet anymore. Now he's weak. These are terrible, terrible movies. Hollywood is making trash, absolute trash. In the Odyssey, they have Lupita Nyong'o playing fucking Helen of Troy. They have what's the name of this? The lady, Paige. What was her? The dude's name was a lady. Whatever is playing. Achilles. These are terrible movies. Whenever these terrible movies got some representation, these people applauded. Now, my whole thing, Elliot Page, whatever the thing's name is, these are terrible movies. Do you remember with The Woman King, when they took the Homie tribe? That one was one of the worst slavers, sold our people into slavery and acted like they were the women king. No, they were the women slaver that sold us on the Ivory Coast. Those are the people that sold us on the Ivory Coast. White people didn't go over there. I hate these goddamn. Okay. You get me talking about films. You get me talking about Hollywood. I'm over here in Hollywood. If you can tell behind me.
Yes, let's go back to Islam and Muslims. Okay. Here's what I think. Okay. Oh, people love that. Okay, so here's because I have so much more to show, so I want to get to that. That was a good rant. That was a good rant, but I appreciate your rant. But I do want to mention that. What do you think about this? To me, this demonstrates that Muslims have so much privilege in society because you have so many movies like this with different groups being the evil characters, and somebody wanting to come and do vigilante justice on them. But you don't get this reaction, this defensive reaction. Only when it's Muslims do you get this defensive reaction. People, and also, isn't that kind of bigoted against Muslims if you show a bunch of Muslim criminals in a movie and then you come and get offended that this is anti-Muslim? Aren't you suggesting by saying that all Muslims are violent? If you think that Muslim criminals in a movie is basically anti all Muslims, like are you claiming that Muslims have no criminals, so this is inaccurate, or are you saying criminal Muslims are a representation of all Muslims, and this is what and this is why this is anti-Muslim?
Look,
one of these two.
I would think that if you don't police the worst people in your that represent you, like let's say I'm a Muslim, pretending I'm a Muslim. If I don't police other Muslims, those Muslims represent me. If you don't police the worst among you, they represent you, right? If you want to represent Muslims well, you know who represents Muslims well? The Muslims that go after the grooming gangs, the Muslims that will testify against them. If you can find any that will do it, those who represent you well. Saying that, oh no, this is badly represented us because there was no grooming gangs, these things never happened, that's just bad representation. People know this stuff happened. Everybody knows it's true. What you're proving is that you're all a bunch of liars if you go by that take. And I'm not trying to, hey, YouTube, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to make this blanket judgment, but trying to make this false representations that they're all saints or prophets or whatever you want to call it is ridiculous, and it does not help them at all.
Yeah. So, but again, if you're getting offended by this movie, you're making one of these two claims. All Muslims are saints and they don't have criminals. So if you show Muslim criminals in movies, that's inaccurate because no Muslims ever commit any crime. So if you're saying that, that's retarded. Or you're saying that all Muslims are criminals, and your representation of some Muslim criminals on your movie is basically a representation of all Muslims, and you're being offensive to all Muslims. It's basically one of these two, and I think both of them are inaccurate. But yeah, I think actually the second one is anti-Muslim bigotry. You know what? I'm going to defend Muslims. Okay, I'm going to defend Muslims against this bigotry of Mehdi Hassan against Muslims. How dare you come out and say like this movie is about Muslims, because by saying that you're saying all Muslims are criminal, violent, jihadi rapists. So you're being Mehdi Hassan, you're being a bigot. Stop being a bigot against Muslims. Right? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways.
you got to police the worst people in your community or you will be defined by them. That's a great truth, always said by the Hermit King, and I think it should be said by everyone. If you don't police the worst people in your community, you will be defined by them.
Yes, bunch of snowflakes in these people. Oh, we got two super chats. Steph, how do you pronounce this? Stephen or Stefan? Stefan, right? Stefan.
Stephen Rightly?
I think Stefan. Stefan, thank you so much for the super chat. Saying Tammy Duckworth, oh, that senator that we played earlier, out of uniform when she had wings on that she didn't rate. Do you understand this? Can you read this? I don't understand this.
There are things on a uniform that you wear that represent training or basically units that you represent, training that you had, or places that you serve. Wings tend to mean that you did some kind of training special. I don't know what branch she served, but wings have a special designation and uniform, and to wear them you have to have earned them. Right.
So what does this mean? What does this comment mean by Stefan?
It means that she's it's called, I'm forgetting the word right now. You're not. It's you can't falsely claim ranks or things that you never had. I don't remember the exact word for it. Like she's wearing wings she didn't earn. Yeah, it's like let's say I'm ex-military and I start wearing a captain hat and I was never a captain. I was always an enlisted. Well, that's kind of stolen valor. That's the word I was looking for. Stolen valor. They call that stolen valor. You're not supposed to do that. So like I can't use I can't wear parachute emblems because I never did the parachute stuff, right? I was a grease monkey, right? So that's why I try to correctly represent myself as a mechanic. Like when I'm out here, I'm not I may do some training and I know how to operate with infantry. I know how to work like infantry because what I mainly did was be a mechanic.
Short answer. So let's go to the
short answer. Don't represent training you didn't have and stuff you didn't do. That's stolen valor.
Okay. Nemo with the super chat saying Mehdi gives there is no war in Ba Sing. Oh, this is last Airbender. Ba Sing Se. What is it? This is the last Airbender, right? This means that. Okay, this means that they are gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Nima. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Monkey, for helping with the cultural reference. I have some breaking news. Mojtaba Khamenei did show up at the funeral. You want to see?
Was he in one of the boxes? Oh my God, there he is.
Oh wow, guys, this is a historic moment.
I think he's limping.
Wow. so wow, guys, it really happened. It happened. He showed up. I didn't expect that. Wow.
Big entourage too.
Yeah, big entourage. Weird that okay. Wow. Yeah, he was the box. Yeah. Oh my God. Fine Strauss is saying, I wish this was an AI. Me too. This is sad. I was hoping that he doesn't.
But they did do something like that. There was a real video where they did something like that, right? Right at the beginning, they did pull out this cardboard thing when he was announced to be the supreme leader.
Yeah, I don't know what the original video was. I don't think this would be. I mean, they're wearing ties. Nobody that is on the side of the supreme leader would be wearing ties, but nice try. Somebody's saying, is this real? Yes. Of course. Can't you see? Like, this is obviously real. Okay. Cardboard Gayatollah? Yeah, exactly.
This band plays way better.
Yes, you're right. You know how you can tell that this is fake? The music is good. Yeah. Okay, that gave it away. Okay. You know what? That's what did it. Okay. I genuinely thought that this is real. I'm kidding, by the way, guys. But the good music, everybody like that cannot be real. Okay, guys, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. The music is too good. The music was too good. That cannot be right. So Armin Kermnaris. Okay, sorry, Sarah. Okay. So Sarah saying stop messing around, Armin. So, okay. I was just having fun. Come on. Okay, so
we have to humiliate them.
Yes. This is part of the psychological warfare. We have to make fun of these people. Ooh, let's look at this analysis over here. This is channel 14 of Israel. Is this in English? Oh, no, I'm not going to listen to all of that. That is too much. Let's go here. Let's look at this one. I'm not going to read all the caption.
Very good meetings are happening with Qatar, with those direct, or rather indirect negotiations. Iran's regime conceded nuclear inspections will happen, but it's demanding a lot of restrictions on those inspections. The U.S. is also pushing Iran to drop its plans to charge tolls for ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Where they're still so thirsty to do that, they don't control the strait. Our U.S. military does. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks is in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Harris, good morning. Qatari mediators announced that positive progress was made during those technical talks on Wednesday as this memorandum of understanding moves forward. The Iranians are now admitting that some nuclear inspections will take place, and some of the money they received from sanctions relief will be used to buy goods for the Iranian people. President Trump was asked about the status of negotiations yesterday.
As far as things are going, the denuclearization of Iran is moving along well. They've had very good meetings. I think they've come a long way. We hit them very hard last week. I think they're fine. I think we're going to. It's the denuclearization of Iran. It's very simple. And Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
As diplomacy plays out, U.S. forces remain in the region. The U.S. Navy announced that a crew member from an MH-60S Seahawk helicopter is missing after an emergency water landing in the Arabian Sea. U.S. Naval Forces Central Command posted to X saying there is no indication the emergency was caused by hostile action.
All right, I have something, a very interesting update from the funeral. Look at you know how we're talking about them, doing a performance crying. Look at this. Ghalibaf showed up at the beginning of the funeral. Tell me if you think this is real or if this is performance. Look at this.
تکیه‌گاهی مطمئن بود و در روزهای امید مردم را به وحدت همدلی و پایداری.
All right, let me just mute him. What do you think? This is so.
I don't know, because he does have reasons to cry, but I don't think it's the ones that are like right in front of him. Like, okay, so this is Ghalibaf. Tell me, was he a fan of, like, they're accusing him of going against, but you had spoken of a guy who was a big fan, and now he's getting accused of planning the assassination. I don't know how far that goes. He could be crying because he's screwed. I don't think he's crying because of the funeral. I think everybody in that has such a bad situation. If you're a leadership in Iran, you have many reasons to cry. I don't know. It's a little too performative. I don't see any tears.
So, to me, this is performative. Like, first of all, he hated Khamenei, and this is so over the top that look at Araghchi's face here. Look at this again. I think he's like, what the hell? Like
I saw the side eye. You see, go back. Look at the side eye. Look at the side eye. Look at it. Oh, right. Look at that. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. You motherfucker. Look at that eye. That's the. Oh my god. You got to take a screenshot of that.
Here. Somebody did. Here. Look at this. He's saying, look at him. Wait.
Someone did it already. You're right. Oh, yeah, that was the shot. That is the shot.
It's like, oh my god, this guy, right? This guy. You know why? Because Araghchi knows what a mother tucker Ghalibaf is, right? He knows, and he also knows how much he hated the Khamenei family. So he's looking at him and like, oh my god, like this, like he's even Araghchi is disgusted by the level of performance by Ghalibaf.
Oh my god, these tears of joy. I'm so glad you're dead. Oh, thank you, America, for killing these motherfuckers.
Oh my god,
that side eye. Oh my god, that side eye. It's you know what? You fit for framing. You got to put it up there like you fake motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some Durka nonsense, okay? So this woman was being abused for not wearing a hijab. And I saw this going viral. I just wanted to remind people, look at this. Let me mute this. Look at this. This woman is upset with this hair showing up. Look at this. The makeup and the hair. She's upset with that.
I would get away from that bridge.
Yeah. Also, I have another Durka video to show you guys. Where is it?
Where is this? This looks like Pakistan or India.
I don't know. Maybe she's in a holy place. Also, here's another video at a pool I just saw. Look at this. She's trying to wash herself. She's not taking off her hijab to wash herself. Like, this is, guys, this is true freedom.
You know what? I saw a video of a woman dressed like this at the beach, and I thought it might be fake, but if you do go into salt water dressed like this, you would have to wash off the salt water like this.
Yeah. True. Okay, let me see. I want to do more Durka videos, but let me go to more. Oh yeah, here. This is pretty much like a Durka video. Another bad take from Piers Morgan, saying Piers Morgan spent the entire interview trying to bully Kemi Badenoch into apologizing for supporting Israel. Badenoch, okay. She didn't blink. She didn't bend. She simply refused to apologize for not hating the Jewish state. Just look at this. This should be good.
Are you comfortable fully aligning yourself to an Israeli government that has people like Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, who, to put it bluntly, I view as psychopaths?
So I am aligning myself with Jewish people in our country. I don't align myself with particular. Yeah, well, yes, but where did you?
Well, if you were prime minister of this country, you would have to make public statements about the Israeli government. Given the way that certain members of that government behave now, and what we see with our own eyes, would you be comfortable fully supporting that government?
So let's remember, Israel is an ally of the UK.
Sure.
There will be all sorts of people who will be in any foreign government, Israel or elsewhere, that I might not be comfortable with, might dislike their views. But when I was Trade Secretary, I saw how Israeli intelligence helped protect British citizens and this country. They are fighting a lot of battles, which are really fights for Western values. And I think that when you look at what happened on October 7th, the massacre that happened, really horrific stuff, which I even find uncomfortable thinking about, knowing what I've read about, what I saw, that I understand why they are in a fight for their survival. If there are specific
things... Do you feel comfortable about the scale of the response in, say, Gaza and now in Lebanon? Are you comfortable about that?
So I know that mistakes have been made, but I can also see that Israel takes actually quite a lot of care in targeting people. So I disagree when people call it a genocide. It's a war. All death, is something which I think should be avoided. I think Israel actually takes care to try and target the specific people.
But they're killing a lot of civilians in the process.
Because Hamas uses the civilians as human
Is that a
shields.
good enough excuse eventually? If it looks like eventually we hear from Ben-Gvir and Smotrich what they really want to do is kick all the Palestinians out of Gaza.
So
and
I don't know him and I don't know what he said, so I can't comment on that. I do think it is wrong that Hamas uses innocent civilians as human shields. That is what has caused a lot of the scale of the violence. You look at what they did with Hezbollah and the pages. You look at the very precise targeting in Iran. I believe the Israeli government, when they say they do everything they can to minimize human life, Hamas does not do that. And even Palestinians will say that Hamas is the biggest oppressor of Palestinian people. Getting rid of Hamas, I think, is important. It is a terrorist group. That's the issue, I think, with the guest on your show. I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name. He has said that he prefers. Yeah, he has said that.
Hey, I need to fix something. Can you comment on this? I'll be right back.
Yes. Okay. So his correct name is Chunk Yogurt. Chunk Yogurt is a terrible person. As you can see, Kemi is very correctly stating that this was not a genocide. How does your population go up? If this is a genocide, how does your population go up? It doesn't. Most of the people that are being hit are terrorists, and this is something that they like to ignore. These people are hiding in civilian populations. They're hiding and they're putting their weapons inside the civilian buildings. When they say, oh my God, they bombed some tents, you can see videos of them launching mortars from those tents. If you look around, you'll find it. So whenever they say, oh my God, they're striking civilian places, it's because Hamas is militarizing the civilian spaces. And that's what leads to problems.
She was so good. She's the leader of the Conservative Party. Is that right, guys? In the chat, she's so good. She's so effective. Like that was every single like word that was coming out of her mouth was on point. Wasn't she great?
She was great, but he had to put his hang on away for now.
Yeah, but she maneuvered around the hang on stuff very effectively. She did such a beautiful job.
I think he has to give her more respect. And if you try to say the exact things she said, he would like do that to you. He wouldn't treat he has to treat her with a little bit more deference. He can't just bully her and speak over her over and over, because this is a big interview. He might not get her back. He understands, like, I can't just bully this person and pretend I'm uncensored and just be censoring by interruption, because then I'm not going to have anybody else come on here, right? So I think he knows he can't push the line as hard as he would on other guests. But I will not take away from her that her performance here is exquisite, and she did a great job.
I love her. Like, I haven't seen, this is the first thing, I've seen some people complimenting her and speaking highly of her, but I've never seen anything of her until now. And so far, I'm in love. This is amazing. I mean, I don't, if she has done something else that is wrong and bad, like, I don't know about it, but first impressions, holy crap, this is amazing.
Nobody's perfect, but this is great.
This is great. Like, guys, I don't know, people, British people in the chat, do you like her? I mean, I like her so far. She's great. Okay.
Yeah, she seems to be doing very well.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying she has to deal with two-tier Kier. She's a pro at this. Okay, that's good. That's good. So far, first good impressions by me. Yeah, by me and Monkey. All right. Speaking now that we're in
Tom
the UK,
says she likes Tommy Robinson.
Ooh, you know what? The next video I have is from Tommy Robinson. That was, yeah. This is interesting. She does. Wait, so
I mean, Tom is from over there. Like he's in our discussion group. Guys, come to our discussion group after this show. Make sure you come over. But Thomas, who is a UK citizen, is telling us that she doesn't like Tommy Robinson.
Okay, so of course Tommy Robinson's from over there. But what I was trying to say was, you're telling me that the leader of the Tories likes Tommy Robinson and the leader of Reform, Nigel Farage, doesn't? Like, is this where we are at now? That, I mean, correct us if in the chat. Is it true that the leader of the Reform Party is against Tommy, and the leader of the Tories is pro Tommy? Is that where we are at?
Okay, well, there's Restore and Reform, and the Tom that's in our group is the Tom I was talking about that pointed that out. But the Restore is the one that has Rupert Lowe, and Reform is like controlled opposition.
I'm not talking about Restore. I'm talking about. I know the leader of Reform Party, Nigel Farage, hates Tommy. What about her? What about does she like Tommy? Okay. Does Kemi like Tommy? Because that's a deal breaker for me. If you're anti-Tommy, Nail Bunny knows this. Tommy likes Kemi. Okay, so that's a great sign. But what does Kemi think about Tommy? Yeah, I know Nigel doesn't like Tommy, and that's a deal breaker for me. If you don't like Tommy, that's a deal breaker for me. So that's why I go for Restore over Reform, because Nigel doesn't like Tommy. But does Kemi? No, I don't. I didn't forget him. That's why I always go for Restore over Reform, because he likes Tommy. Okay, fair enough. Okay, there you go. All right, there we go. Kemi supports Tommy's Unite the Right marches and has never condemned him. Good. So that's better than Nigel Farage. Okay.
Supporting his march is basically supporting him. Like, it's hard to see a difference there.
Yes, so I understand. Neil Bunny saying because Kemi can't thoroughly embrace Tommy, so maybe she's doing it indirectly by just supporting the march instead of directly supporting him. I understand there's like free speech issues in the UK, so I understand why she has to be careful. So she's might being clever about supporting him.
But if you read between the lines, she seems to be supportive.
She seems to be supportive. Okay, I'm a big fan now. All right, let's see what Tommy posted. So Tommy posted this video saying exiled Iranian in the USA warns Texas school district of the dangers of Islam. Okay. So by the way, guys, for people who are new here, Tommy really supports the Iranian people against Islam and the regime. Okay, and the Islamic regime. So let's see. Let me post this. See what this video is.
My name is Edwin Zagoli. I am a Sharia law survivor, was born in Iran. And I'm here to tell you everything that you're doing here has been done in UK and Canada. You have no idea where this halal money is going to, how they're funding these mosques, and what kind of a hell is coming towards your country right now. It's 2026. I escaped that hell years ago, and I'm seeing the same thing happening over here in the United States. You have no idea. There's 3 levels of Sharia law that is happening. Right now, it's level 1. They come in peace. They come and tell you, we just want rights. We want to be part of it. Level 2 is what's happening in the UK right now. You have 2-tier policing. You have cops who are working with Muslims right now. You have Sharia law courts over there. Now they're pushing blasphemy laws over there. And one of them is called M103. It's in Canada. People are being jailed. People are being raped in the United States, and nobody's doing anything about that because these Muslims are protected. Level 3 is what happened to my country, Iran. The hell I lived under. The apostasy laws, blasphemy laws, the hangings. These people do not change. They use taqiyya to come to your country, lie to every single one of you, and tell you they're different. They're not. Even in Florida, if you look at any of these mosques, they're pushing infidels. They're saying we want to kill infidels. We want to take over their lands. They're openly calling this out. Go to X and watch any of them straight up talking about this. And people like you I love America. I love America. Like right now, when I was in Iran living in that hellhole under Islam, I was praying to God to come to this country one day and live freely. And this shit is happening. I'm so sorry, but I'm like crying.
That's your time. Thank you.
Wow. I wish he
it kind of like I don't know how to explain. It kind of hits, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna cry, but it kind of get a knot. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of like, oh my god, that must have been so bad. Like going through that stuff. I guess for you would know even better. But it kind of like, you know what? It kind of gets to me a little bit. It makes me feel for him. And feel for Texas if they're going through the shit. It could become very horrible. Even makes me feel for like Canada and UK who are like at level 2 already. It's very bad. Can't let this happen, folks.
Yeah. I think I think the Iranian people in Europe and North America should, make themselves useful exactly in this way, and I think that more people in the West, more patriots in Europe and North America should see the Iranian people's warnings and their fight against the Islamization of your countries as an asset in this war for protecting your country. I think that's what the Iranian people have to offer. So, and I think like Iranians, if you are coming out and you want more allies from the West against the Islamic Republic, this is how you could make yourself, don't ask, give, and this is how you give. Okay, this is how you give to the patriots in these countries by showing them that you are on the same fight against what they see as a threat, and just keep joining, keep helping your fellow patriots in these countries against the Islamization of the country by demonstrating the experience that we have and the country that we have lost, and how that is relevant, and how we understand that, and how we can be used to as soldiers in this battle in Europe and North America against the Islamization of your country. And by being useful, eventually, when we show them that we are fighting the same enemy in the West, eventually we become more and more embedded in this military, in this fight. For us, when we're fighting against the Islamic Republic, at that point we have so many more friends in the West to be able to continue our war, not just in Europe against Islam, not just in North America, but also back in Iran.
I mean, you could hear it in his voice. Like if you guys hear it again, you're gonna hear it in his voice. It's like, oh my God, I came from hell, found a little slice of heaven, and they're turning my heaven into hell again.
Yeah. Let me go to this next one. Can we listen to this one more time? It's only 2 minutes.
Hear his voice. I want everybody in the chat, hear his voice.
My name is Edwin Segoli. I am a Sharia law survivor, was born in Iran. And I'm here to tell you everything that you're doing here has been done in UK and Canada. You have no idea where this halal money is going to, how they're funding these mosques, and what kind of a hell is coming towards your country right now. It's 2026. I escaped that hell years ago, and I'm seeing the same thing happening over here in the United States. You have no idea. There's 3 levels of Sharia law that is happening. Right now, it's level 1. They come in peace. They come and tell you, we just want rights. We want to be part of it. Level 2 is what's happening in the UK right now. You have 2-tier policing. You have cops who are working with Muslims right now. You have Sharia law courts over there. Now they're pushing blasphemy laws over there. And one of them is called M103. It's in Canada. People are being jailed. People are being raped in the United States, and nobody's doing anything about that because these Muslims are protected. Level 3 is what happened to my country, Iran. The hell I lived under. The apostasy laws, blasphemy laws, the hangings. These people do not change. They use taqiyya to come to your country, lie to every single one of you, and tell you they're different. They're not. Even in Florida, if you look at any of these mosques, they're pushing infidels. They're saying we want to kill infidels. We want to take over their lands. They're openly calling this out. Go to X and watch any of them straight up talking about this. And people like you I love America. I love America. Like right now, when I was in Iran living in that hellhole under Islam, I was praying to God to come to this country one day and live freely. And this shit is happening. I'm so sorry, but I'm like crying.
That's your time. Thank you.
Okay. To his point, here's an example. This just happened. This was, just a few days ago, ending June 22nd, 2026. So this is in Houston. This is not Iran. This is not in Africa. This is a Shia scholar in Houston. So let's listen to what he has to say. And I think this is very relevant to what we just heard.
We want to also remember all of the shuhada that we've lost in these last few years of war that have been going on, and in the attempts to try to wipe out the light of truth. But Allah will have that his light is completed. So we want to remember Shaheed Rahbar, Shaheed Sayyid Nasrullah, Shaheed Ismail Haniya, Shaheed Yahya Sinwar, and all of the different shuhada around the world, and also our own shuhada like Shaheed Haj Malik Shabazz, known as Malcolm X.
So Yeah. So this is in Houston. You have very highly respected Shia scholars by the Muslim community in the United States, basically honoring the memory of Ali Khamenei, Ismail Haniyeh, Nasrallah, Yahya Sinwar. These are the enemies of the United States. And this is growing. This is growing.
This is
I don't know what
propaganda.
can become. Yeah, but this is war. Like, this is war against the United States on U.S. soil.
Like, in the legal sense, I don't think like something in this smells funny. I would look at the funding. I would use every tool against these people.
What can be done about this, do you think? Like, this is dangerous.
It is incredibly dangerous. I would look at all the funding. I would look at the NGO supporting him. I would look if they are complicit in supporting or covering up any misdeeds that are going on. I would check what's going on in the home life. I'm not one to call CPS, but the way these people treat children, they might be doing horrible things to kids. They might be like, there's so many things. I would go every single law that I could find, regulation, if they're not up to code, there is not a stone I would leave unturned, right? And every citizen that has to live near this, I would use voting, because someone allowed these people to get funding. I believe Brandon Herrera has talked about this. Brandon Herrera is very good on this. He's a politician over there I believe it's in Texas. He went against George Santos, I think his name was. I can't remember rightly, but the thing is, you have to get these politicians aware of this, or make them like, hey, you want to get elected, you're gonna have to, speak on this. So I would use every tool. I'd throw this kitchen sink at it. Everything you can do it. And if you're just like a voter, make sure you get the vote out. Make sure there's got to be a Scott Pressler. Like there's got to be like a Jamal Pressler if you were living in a black community, or Jose Pressler. Like, Pressler is a person that gets votes registered, and he's a community advocate for the Conservative Party, to make sure that not just Tony Gonzalez. I'm sorry, Tony Gonzalez. I got the wrong Tony Gonzalez. Okay, my point is, you have to go to community organizers in different communities, because we're getting disenfranchised by illegals. Some of these illegals from Somalia, from places that believe in these types of Sharia things. So you have to organize for the vote. The midterms are very important. It's got to be too big to rig again, because they're going to try to rig it.
Okay, now that we watched that disgusting video, let's watch something fun, because I think like we're winning against Islam in the Middle East, and we're losing in Europe and North America. That's what I think.
It's heartbreaking.
Right? Yes. Speaking about winning in the Middle East, I think this the video? I think it is. Yes. So it's in Persian, so you might not enjoy it as much as I do, but let me explain it. This is basically everybody in the Islamic Republic who came out and said that we will destroy America, we will humiliate them. It plays that, and then the news of them dying. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it plays them saying, like, America would not be able to do this, we will sink their ship, we will destroy, and then the news that they're dead. And then the next person, and then the next person, and then the next person. So the Iranians made this. So just watch this.
قوی‌ترین ارتش دنیا ممکنه اونچنان گاهی سیلی بخوره که از جا نتوانه بونش.
علی خامنه‌ای دیکتاتور ایران کشته شد.
غلط میکنن اسرائیلی منو بکشن. باره یارو کی بود توی فیلم پاپیون؟ یا هروزاده من زنده.
علی شمخانی از دیگر مقامات ارشد کشته شده در حملات اسرائیل.
یه چیزایی میگن که فلانی رو ما ترور کردیم، ما آرزوهاشون میگن.
علی لاریجانی دبیر شورای عالی امنیت ملی ایران در حمله تروریستی کشته شده.
اگر شرایطی و امکانی به وجود بیاید
که ما ارتش و سپاه در کنار هم در مقابل ارتش اسرائیل قرار بگیریم با یک عملیات، نه دو تا عملیات، با یک عملیات تو همین مقیاس فتح المبین و بیت المقدس کار اسرائیل رو تمام میکنه.
So he was saying like in one military operation we could destroy Israel and now he's dead.
مهمترین فرماندهای عالی رتبه سپاه که در همون روز اول و ساعت اول کشته شد غلامعلی رشید بود. آمریکا ببینید یه ظاهر داره، این چیزی که هارت میکنه این برنامه حرفایی که میزنه، یه باطن داره، باطنش ما میشناسیم. هیچ غلطی نمیتونم بکنم.
ارتش اسرائیل از کشته شدن امیرعلی حاجی زاده فرمانده نیروی هوافضای سپاه خبر داد.
اگر رژیم صهیونیستی که به دیوانگی رسیده کنترل نشه توسط امریکا و اروپا و بخواد چنین جنایت‌هایی رو ادامه بده و یا علیه حاکمیت ارضی ما وارد عمل بشه، عملیات امشب با چند برابر بزرگی تکرار خواهد شد.
Like if Israel does anything, we will destroy them. Like we will do great military operations against them.
و تمام زیرساخت‌های اونها مورد اصابت قرار خواهد گرفت.
محمد باقری رئیس ستاد کل نیروهای مسلح از دیگر کشته شدگان در حمله اسرائیل بود.
اگر یک تار مو
سلامی
از یک ایرانی کم شود تمام کرک و پشم شما را به باد می‌دهیم.
حسین سلامی فرمانده کل سپاه پاسداران مهمترین مقام نظامی جمهوری اسلامی بود که در حملات شب گذشته اسرائیل کشته شد.
Wow. So all of these people were basically saying we will do this, we'll destroy Israel, we will kill everybody, and then they died. So this was a lot of Iranians were sharing
like
this.
A FAFO reel. This is a FAFO reel.
Yeah.
Karma reel.
Yes, exactly. All right. So let's respond to this guy, Nick Fuentes. Okay, you want to listen to this? And then we'll respond. And just wait for it's a 2-minute video. I want you to listen to what he says here and tell me what your response is, okay? Ready for this? Okay.
No, but let's go.
Okay, let's go.
And our featured story tonight, we're going to be talking all about the brand new report from the New York Times uncovering an Israeli plot to assassinate Iranian negotiators to sabotage a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran. And if you've been following the show and paying attention, this is just the latest discovery. This is the latest revelation of how Israel is trying to blow up the peace process. It's almost comical. It's almost actually funny how much the Jews want World War III. Because you do realize that's what it would be, right? We launched.
Just to be clear, YouTube, we're against this person's anti-Jewish hatred. We do not condone this. Jew hatred is bad. This guy, we're playing it not to endorse what he's saying.
Isn't the New York Times the place you told us?
No. Wait for the criticism after. I just had to say that so YouTube doesn't punish us. Let's go through this first.
We launched this war for regime change. It didn't work. Trump is trying to make a deal to get us out of the conflict. If that doesn't happen, there's a global recession because of the energy crunch. And the only way to defeat Iran with regime change is if we invade the country or nuke them. And that's exactly what the Jews want. The Jews are literally doing everything in their power, bombing Lebanon, trying to kill the negotiators, trying to put pressure on Trump inside the Senate and the administration. They're literally doing everything in their power to ensure that that happens. That's actually their desired outcome. They want us to go to a ground war in Iran and crash the global economy and have like 1 million dead Americans, because that's how evil they are. So we're going to talk all about that tonight. We'll get into the latest report. It was in the Washington Post, in the New York Times, and it's only the latest. I mean, as the war goes on, you see that clearly there are elements inside the administration that are trying to bring us back from the brink, and they're doing that by leaking all this stuff to the press. There was a leak even a few days ago about an Israeli attempt to arm the Kurds and get them to overthrow the Iranian government. Now there's a new leak about how they're trying to kill the negotiators to stop a peace deal from happening. So it seems like That's coming from inside the administration.
So, first of all, the global economy is pretty stable. Where the hell are you? What the hell are you looking at? Where is this global recession? I'm not seeing a global recession. Almost none of the countries, very few countries in the world are experiencing a recession, let alone a global recession. The only country that I know that is experiencing a recession is Iran. So where is this? A U.S. economy is doing amazingly well. What the hell are you talking about? Second of all, first, like, look how he doesn't. This guy is completely masked off. He doesn't even say Israel. He's saying, Monkey, your mic is open. He's saying the Jews are evil. The Jews as a whole. Like, this guy is completely masked off. He doesn't even go behind the excuse that I'm just talking about Israelis or the Israeli government or Zionists. And the Jews want Americans to die. The Israeli government is responsible for saving more American lives than any other government other than the U.S. government in the world. What the hell are you talking about? They're killing America's enemies. The people who, if it wasn't for Israel, they would be at your shores. But go on, Monkey.
Okay, so problem here, he's quoting what? New York Times and Washington Post? Both of these publications say he's a liar and hate him. So if we're going to believe the Washington Post and the New York Times, you're full of shit, right? You're quoting people that hate you. Like, okay, no, listen to the Washington Post. Oh, the people that say that you're full of shit and no one should listen to you. Okay, I guess I'll listen to them. And you're full of shit and no one should listen to you. So he's talking about influence in the Senate. He's talking about the pittance that AIPAC puts into it, not looking at the hundreds of millions of dollars that other people put into the Senate and Congress. So this is just like a blatant hypocrisy, right? Because he's the thing. What I like to do with a video like this, if someone is putting down 10 lies, you don't let them put out the 10 lies without arguing and then maybe touching on 2 or 3 that you saw. You go lie by lie and you break them down lie by lie. That's what I like to do. I like to break down. Look how he's manipulating you. Look how he's using language. Look how he's like, so people can know and recognize from the start when someone is lying to them. That's how I like to break things down. Look, you're the boss. I'll listen to the whole thing.
No.
But I mute myself and I'll jump off the walls in here, going crazy and chimping out and throwing bananas. I'm slipping on them sometimes. It happens. It drives me nuts.
We'll do that. We'll come up with a way to do that. The only reason why I want to watch it to the end is because if I want to respond, like if I want to do that, then I want to respond and you want to respond, and then it gets messy. And so we need to come up with a system that where it could pause and respond to it without actually talking over each other, right? Because I actually prefer that model as well, but I like to do it when I'm by myself and it doesn't get like we're both opening our mics at the same time and speaking at the same time. We'll come up with a way to be able to pause and respond without making it chaotic. But yeah, I prefer that as well.
I love that idea.
Do that. Yes, let's do that. Let's figure out a model to do that. We got a super chat from BT June. Thank you, BT June. Thank you so much for the super chat saying hi and hugs. Thank you. All right. So, but yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do more. You know what? I'm gonna ask my team to find me more clips from these idiots because this needs responding to. You guys do understand that this guy is getting more and more popular every single day, right? This is a problem. We need to find better ways of responding to this garbage. Do you agree?
I think this guy is a paid operative. He's been speaking about going to the DNC, voting for Democrats instead of Republicans, which is not America first. How are you going to put America first on your fucking desk right there and say, no, let's vote for the Democrats? This guy is, oh my God. This guy is like an op. He's like grifter, yes, but he's also an op. This guy is like a you know what? I don't know. I don't want to chimp out right now.
Okay, no chimp out whenever you want. That actually, I brought this so that you could chimp out. Okay.
Look, what he is what you call a false. I'm looking for the word and I can't find it. I'm so angry.
Right. But okay, it's okay. But guys, don't underestimate him. Okay, don't underestimate him. Don't just dismiss your enemies. Don't underestimate your enemies. Okay, people like him, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, they are influencing a huge generation of younger Americans, and we all of you, everybody needs to come up with ways to push back. Did you find your
controlled opposition? Someone in the chat said it. Let me see. Shaul, thank you. He is controlled opposition. He is an operative of the Democrats trying to trick Republicans into a set of ideals for Republicans. This guy is not about free markets. He wants to redistribute Jewish property. That's not a free market ideal. Having redistribution over oppression and scales. That's not how the markets should work. This guy is not conservative at all. This guy is not America First at all, not even in the slightest. This guy is controlled opposition from the Democrats.
Okay, we are over time, so let me just quickly show you guys where we're about to be heading. So we're about to go to our discussion group. I think you guys know what that is. This is our discussion group. We have a group call coming up very soon. So if you want to come talk to me and the monkey here, link is in the chat, link is in the QR code, link is in the description. The link is also in the bio of Liberty Politics YouTube channel, right? And also, guys, make sure while you're watching here, you're subscribed and hit the like button before you leave. And we're going to be going to our group call in about 50 minutes. So yes, in about 50 minutes. You could either come there and talk to us in the discussion group, in the group call that we're having in 50 minutes, or you could just watch it on Liberty Politics. We're gonna live stream it on Liberty Politics. So, and also don't forget to subscribe to the monkey. Here's a link to the monkey's YouTube channel.
Did we make it to 250? Oh, we didn't. If you can subscribe, I'd like to get to 250 today. Maybe not right now, but if you can,
You're at 336. What do you mean 250?
350.
Oh, 350. Okay. So yeah, let's get him to 350. We're trying to get to 1,000 so he could monetize his channel. So link is in the chat. All right, guys, we're gonna go get ready for that. I'll see you guys either on YouTube right here in about 50 minutes or in the group call in the discussion group so you could open your mic and speak to us. Either way, yep, we're looking forward to seeing you guys there. What is this? I sub to Grease Monkey. Fantastic. Love these clips. Well, thank you guys. How do you guys like the new model? Because instead of like just focusing on one person, I have like a series. Like I think these live streams, the model that we have right now, by watching this, you get a full picture of not just the news, but the discussions that are the dominant discussions that are being made like on social media. So I go through a series of things from the beginning to end. So in the war that we're fighting against, like, the Islamic Republic, against Hezbollah, against Nick Fuentes, against Islam in Europe, good takes, bad takes. We'll have a series, like a huge list of things to go over. And then by the end of the stream, you're like, oh my God, like I completely have an understanding of what everybody is saying. So that's the way the new model, right? Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this was great. Fantastic. Okay, you guys like it. All right, guys. So until next time, say it with me. I'm Israel.
Hi.
Slava Ukraine. Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre.
Long live
America.
Javicha. Payande.
Iran.
See you guys soon. That's good.